Yeah, hi everyone, welcome to PrepFusion. So in this video, we are going to start our new chapter, which is complex analysis. Before starting this chapter, one thing I would like to tell, this frame is new. Okay, so you guys might see some difference in the face. I am the same person, but you guys might be distracted a bit. That's the person I was following. This person is looking a bit different. So you guys might be distracted by this frame for 20-30 minutes. After that, you will get habitual. Okay, so don't get distracted by this. Focus on the screen. Next, yes, we will see what all topics we need to study. Like here, I have told what all topics we will study, how we need to proceed, what is the meaning of complex analysis, everything we will see. But before that, let's talk about very basic things. Do you know the meaning of real numbers? Yes, sir. All possible kind of natural number, whole number, rational number, irrational number, all these numbers are, sir, real numbers. Integers, everything. Like under root 2 is a real number, yes, sir. 3 is a real number, yes, sir. 3 plus under root 2, is it a real number? Yes, sir. Minus 2 plus under root 3, is it a real number? Yes, sir. Pi by 2, is it a real number? Yes, sir. All these are real number. Exponential, is it a real number? Yes, sir. It is a real number. Right? E to the power minus 1, is it a real number? Yes, it is a real number. To represent the real number, what you can do? You can make a number line. On number line, you can represent the real number. No? On this number line, I can represent the real number. If this is 0, then where I will represent under root 2? This will be my under root 2. Right? I can represent 3 here. Exponential I can represent here. A to the power minus 1 I can represent here. So in one dimension I can represent the real numbers. Only I need one dimension. That means only I need a straight line. On the number line I can represent my real numbers. But there is something called complex number. I am pretty sure you know about it. What is the meaning of complex number? So here we will have the imaginary number as well. Along with the real number, we will have imaginary numbers as well. So how the complex number is represented? Complex number is represented like 2 plus 3 iota. Right? Is it a complex number? Absolutely. Minus 2 plus 7 iota. Minus 9 plus pi iota. All these are complex number. Right? So a complex number z. How do we represent complex number? By z. So a complex number z is represented in the form of x plus iota y. So two values are there, no? 2, 3, minus 2, 7, minus 9, pi. Both negative could also be possible, like minus 7, minus 3 iota. So both negative are also possible. So now two numbers are there. So to represent two numbers, we need two dimension. That means I would need x-axis as well, and I would need y-axis as well. X-axis as well I would need, and y-axis as well I would need. It is given in the form of x plus iota y. So if I need to represent this particular number, so value of x is minus 7, value of y is minus 3. Minus 7, minus 3. Minus 7, minus 3. This is the number. This is how I can represent the number. Let's just say this number was z1, this number is z2, this number is z3, and this number is z4. Okay. So z1 is represented here. This is your z1. Here the point was only e to the power minus 1 under root 2. But here z1 would be given by minus 7 minus 3. This is your z1. How would you represent z2? Sir, plus 2 plus 3 iota. So this will be your z2. How would you represent z3? Sir, minus 2 plus 7 iota. This will be your z3. Here will be your z3. How will you represent z4? Sir, minus 9 plus 9 iota. So just 1 second. Sorry. Z1 would be minus 7 minus 3. No. So z1 would be minus 7 minus 3. So z1 would be coming here. Say yes or no? Minus 7 minus 3. Z1 is minus 7 negative value of x and negative value of y. Z2 plus 2 plus 3. Z3 minus 2 plus 7. Z4 let's keep plus 9 minus pi. Plus 9 minus pi. So somewhere here this will be your Z4. So this is how you represent all these numbers. So what is Z1? Z1 is x equals to minus 7, y equals to minus 3. What is Z2? Z2 is x equals to 2, y equals to 3. In that manner, you can represent Z3, Z4. So to represent a complex number, you need two dimension space. Okay, here you need one dimension line, here you need two dimension. I should not say space, two dimension plane you need. Okay, here you can represent the number in one dimension. For representing a complex number, you need two dimension. Very simple thing, very straightforward thing. Let's understand that how we will proceed in the lecture. So we have studied the calculus of real variables. Calculus of real variables we have studied. There how we started, first lecture was basic of mathematical foundation. So basics we covered, then we studied about limit, continuity, differentiability. all these combined we studied limit, continuity and differentiability. Then we studied about differential calculus, and then we study integral calculus. In integral calculus there were multiple topics, right? So this is how we studied the calculus of real variables. Now we need to study the calculus of complex variables. What is the real variable? What is the real number? What is the complex number? That we already know. Now we need to study the calculus of complex variables in the similar manner. First we will start with the basics. This video will be based on basics. Then we will go to limit, continuity, differentiability, and then there are two other topics as well, which is entire function and analytical function. They are based on these topics only. Like if a function is differentiable, then it will be, if it is differentiable at a particular point and nearby points, then it would be an analytical function as well. And if it is analytic at all the points in the xy plane, then it would become an entire function as well. So we will study that. Have some patience, but I am just telling you the flow. First we will study the basics, then limit, continuity, differentiability, then analytical function, entire function, then here our differential calculus will end. This is where our differential calculus will end, and then we will study about integral calculus. Understandable? Okay, so this will be our flow. This is how we will study our chapter. You know the basics of real numbers, complex number, how do we represent them, and this is how we will study our chapter. Okay, so let's get started. Let's see the basics of complex variables. So what we need to do is that we need to represent some particular numbers in xy plane, and then we need to represent them in the polar form. What do you mean by polar form? So z equals to x plus iota y. This form is known as rectangular form. This form is known as rectangular form. There is another form, that is z equals to r e to the power iota theta. Now what is the meaning of r? The meaning of r is magnitude of z. How the magnitude of z will be represented? Magnitude of z. So r is nothing but a magnitude of z. Magnitude of z, which is given by under root x square plus y square. And what is the meaning of theta? Theta is the angle made by the number, by z, with positive x-axis, in anti-clockwise direction. So this is the meaning of theta. So we need to represent these numbers in the polar form, and also we need to represent them on the complex plane as well. Okay, so let's get started. First I am talking about z1, which is 1 plus 2 iota. You try representing it on xy plane, and what I would do is that this is xy plane. What is the name of this xy plane? The name of this xy plane is complex plane. Okay, what is the name? Complex plane. Different names are there. Complex plane you can use. You can call them xy plane as well. You can call it a z plane as well. And there is another name which is argand plane. Okay, argand plane. That name also you can use. Let me turn on the charger. I will come back. You just write down this number. Yeah. So this is your x-axis. This is your y-axis. What you are supposed to represent? 1 plus 2 iota. X value is 1. Y value is 2. So 1 plus 2 iota. This will be the number. 1 plus 2 iota. This number you have represented. Now, what do you mean by the magnitude? This is the number. Let's assume a vector here. Let's assume this vector. So this vector is representing the length of z1. Say yes or no. The length of this vector will be nothing but the length of z1. Say yes or no. Why is that so? Because sir, to reach this particular point, to reach the point of 1, 2, I need to move for 1 in the x-axis direction, and I need to move for 2 in the y-axis direction. I need to move for 1 in the x-axis direction, and I need to move for 2 in the y-axis direction. So what is the length of this z1? The length of this z1 is nothing but under root 1 square plus 2 square. Under root 1 square plus 2 square. That would be nothing but under root 5. Right? And what is the angle it is making with the x-axis? So this length I am treating this as r1. Okay, this length is nothing but r1. And the number could be represented as r1 e to the power theta 1. Now what will be the value of theta 1? Theta 1 will be the angle which it is making with the positive x-axis in anti-clockwise direction. Positive x-axis in anti-clockwise direction. So what is the angle? Sir, it is nothing but tan inverse 2 by 1. Say yes or no. What is tan theta? Let's call this as tan theta 1. So what is tan theta 1? So tan theta 1 would be nothing but perpendicular by the base. That would be 2 by 1. So what will be the value of theta 1? So theta 1 would be nothing but tan inverse 2. Okay, so let's find out the value of tan inverse 2, and that value we will again and again keep on using. So tan inverse 2, 36.43 degree. Okay, 36.43 degree. So your Z1, where I will write down on the next page, I will write down your Z1, which was 1 plus 2 iota. Look, iota could be written in this way, iota. Sometimes I will write down this as J as well. It is just the habit. Sometimes I write down this as J as well. This is also iota only. Okay. So 1 plus 2J, if I am writing, that means it is 1 plus 2 iota. Understandable? So sometimes I can write down in this way as well. So what we have got, sir, magnitude was under root 5. Magnitude was under root 5, and the angle that it is making, e to the power iota. Here I am putting iota. Sometimes I will put iota, sometimes I will put J. Angle it is making is 63.43 degree. There you go. This is your Z1. This is how Z1 is represented. Understandable? Let's go to the next one. We need to represent Z2. So a magnitude is not a matter of concern, because I can see that, sir, magnitude would be same in all the examples. What will be the magnitude? Magnitude will be under root x square plus y square. That would be same only, sir. Under root 1 square plus 2 square. That would be under root 5 only. But what is the angle? Angle is the matter of concern. No? Although in the previous lectures as well, somewhere we have already studied how to find out the angle. But again, let's study. Right? Some guys would be already knowing it, because I have already given that approach. We don't remember any formula. Some people remember the formula. If the number is going in the second quadrant, then this will be the angle. If a number is going in the third quadrant, then this will be the angle. No formula, nothing. Okay, just a pure concept. What our concept say, that you need to represent the number. Let's make the diagram a bit bigger. You need to represent the number. Where it would go? It would go in the second quadrant, no? Minus 1 plus 2 iota. Minus 1 plus 2 iota. Let's just say this is the number. Minus 1, 2 iota. Right? X equals to minus 1, y equals to 2. Minus 1, 2 iota. And what is the vector? This is the vector that we can make. This is the vector we can make. And what is the length it is covering? Here it is covering the length of 1. I am talking about the length of 1. And here it is covering the length of 2. Understandable? This is the length of 1. This is the length of 2. Now what I am supposed to find out? I am supposed to find out the angle made with the positive x-axis by this vector. Angle made with the positive x-axis in the anti-clockwise direction by this vector. This angle I am supposed to find out. This angle I am supposed to find out. So what is the mode of Z2? The mode of Z2 is under root 5, which is nothing but R2. What is the angle it is making? Sir, what I can do is that I can find out this angle. What will be this angle? This particular angle can I find out? Yes, sir. This angle is nothing but tan inverse 2. Say yes or no? Tan inverse 2, which is 63.43 degree. So what will be a theta 2? Theta 2 would be, sir, nothing but 180 degree minus 63.43 degree. There you go. What answer you will get? What answer I will get? 180 minus 63.43. 116.57. 116.57. So next time, whenever they ask you to find out the angle made by Z2, like how will you represent in the polar form, what you will do is that, sir, very easily I can find out the magnitude. For finding the angle, sir, I will draw the diagram. I will just simply say, okay, here it is going 180 degree minus this angle. Answer will come out to be e to the power j or e to the power iota 116.57 degree. Okay. So with the practice, you will develop the habit. Okay. With the practice, you will develop the habit. So this is how you will represent Z2. Z2 is also done. What about Z3? Minus 1 minus 2 iota. Z3 is minus 1 minus 2 iota. So where Z3 will go? Sir, it will go in the third quadrant. You try to find out the angle on your own. You try to find out the angle on your own. Minus 1 minus 2 iota. This is where it will reach. Minus 1 minus 2 iota. Minus 1 minus 2. Right? This is your x-axis value. This is your y-axis value. X value is minus 1. Y value is minus 1. What is the vector? This is the vector that we will have. This is the vector that we will have. Do I need to care about the magnitude? Sir, we already know. When you are moving in the x-axis, you are moving for a distance of minus 1. When you are moving in the y-axis, you are moving for a distance of. If we are talking about the distance, then there is no meaning of negative sign. So when I am moving on x-axis, you are moving for a distance of 1. When I am moving on y-axis, you are moving for a distance of 2. So what is the length? Length is under root 5. Okay. But we are supposed to find out the angle. So let's not write it down, because the diagram will become not so much clear. So we are supposed to find out the angle made with positive x-axis. Angle made with positive x-axis. This is the angle that we are supposed to find out. This is your theta 3. What is your theta 3? Can you find out this angle? Yes, sir. What is this angle? That is nothing but, sir, this length is 2 and the other length is 1. So this angle will be nothing but tan inverse 2. What is the answer you are getting? 63.43 degree. So what do you think? What will be your theta 3? What will be your theta 3? So arey bhai yaar, theta 3. So what will be the angle 3? Angle 3. So angle 3 will be nothing but 180 degree plus this question mark sign, because this is 180 degree angle, no? 180 degree plus this question mark sign. So what will be the answer? Sir, the answer would be nothing but 63.43. If you just add it, what answer you will be getting? 243.43 degree. Right? Like, just let me know what is the value of theta here. Theta value is 0. What is the value of theta here? 90 degree. What is the value of theta here? 180 degree. Angle made with positive x-axis, that is 0 degree. Angle made with positive x-axis, that will be 90 degree. Angle made with positive x-axis, that will be 180 degree. Angle made with positive x-axis, what that would be? That would be 270 degree. 180 plus 90, 270 degree. Now 270 could be written as minus 90 degree as well. Say yes or no? Or someone can say angle made with the positive x-axis here. What that angle is? The complete rotation, that is 360 degree. That means 0 degree and 360 degree are same. 0 degree is equivalent to 360 degree. They are same. Are you able to understand this point? Right? So now when I am treating the angle in the clockwise direction, so I am putting the angle to be positive. When I am taking the angle made with positive x-axis in the anti-clockwise direction, when I am taking the angle in the anti-clockwise direction, I am treating the angle as positive. This theta 3 I have taken as positive only. Are you able to understand this point? This theta 3 I have taken as positive because angle I am measuring in the anti-clockwise direction. If the same angle I want to measure but in the clockwise direction, then what I would do? Angle made with positive x-axis in the clockwise direction. So can I find out this angle? Can I find out this angle? Let's call this angle as x. Not like x, let's call this angle as alpha. Can I find out this angle alpha? Yes, sir. I know that alpha plus tan inverse 2 is nothing but 180 degree. So alpha is coming out to be 180 minus tan inverse 2, which we have already found out, which was nothing but 116.57. 116.57. So your theta 3 will be equals to alpha 3 only. Theta 3 will be equals to alpha only, but with the negative sign. Look, what we are supposed to find out? We are supposed to find out the angle made with positive x-axis in the anti-clockwise direction. So in the anti-clockwise direction, I am getting this angle, which is 243.43 degree. But if someone wants to say that, sir, I will find out the angle made with the positive x-axis in the clockwise direction, then yes, find out the angle. Angle is coming out to be 116.57 degree, right? But since you are measuring in the clockwise direction, there has to be a negative sign, 116.57. So what is your theta 3? Your theta 3 is nothing but minus 116.57 degree. So yes or no? Right? So similarly, angle made with positive x-axis in the clockwise direction, angle made with positive x-axis in the anti-clockwise direction, that has to be 270 degree. But what you are supposed to find out, angle made with positive x-axis in the anti-clockwise direction, what is that? That is minus 90 degree. Okay, so 270 is equivalent to minus 90 degree. Understandable? Similarly, here as well, someone would say that, sir, you wrote down the angle as 116.57. You wrote down the angle theta 2 as 116.57. Someone would say that I would measure the angle with positive x-axis in the anti-clockwise in the clockwise direction, sir. This is how I will measure it. This is how I will measure it. Someone can argue, no, that, sir, this is how I will measure the other angle. So let's just say this angle is beta. What is the value of beta? So value of beta, I can directly see it is nothing but 180 degree plus question mark sign, which is 63.43 degree. 180 degree plus 63.43 degree would be nothing but 243.43 degree. 243.43 degree. Here what I have written, 243.43. Yeah. So this is your beta. So is your theta 2 equivalent to beta only? Is your theta 2 equivalent to beta only? No, it is equivalent to minus beta. Why is that so? Because you are measuring the angle made with x-axis in the clockwise direction. In the anti-clockwise direction, the angle will be positive, the angle that you have taken. but in the clockwise direction the angle will be negative. What is the answer that you are getting? That is minus 243.43 degree. So basically what I mean to say is that minus 243.43 degree is equivalent to 116.57 degree. Are you able to understand this point? Because if this negative sign goes here, what you will get? 116.57 plus 200 and plus 243.43 degree, that would become, what I mean to say, if I just take this side, so what I will get here? Here I will get 0 degree and here I will get 116.57 degree plus 243.43 degree. So what does that mean? That means, sir, 0 degree is equivalent to 360 degree, which is true or not? Absolutely. Right? Are you able to understand this point? The same scenario is here as well. The same scenario is everywhere. Here what we got? We got someone was saying that, sir, I will write down the angle as 243.43 degree, and someone was saying that I will write down the angle as 116.57 degree. Both are same thing? Absolutely. You take this here, what you will get? 360 degree. That is equivalent to 0 degree. Did you understand this point or not? So whether you measure the angle with positive x-axis, you always need to measure the angle with positive x-axis. Now the question is that if you assume it in the anti-clockwise direction or clockwise direction. If I am assuming it in the anti-clockwise direction, then it will always be positive. If I am assuming it in the clockwise direction, then whatever the angle that I get, I just need to add a negative sign to it. So here, how would I represent Z3? So Z3 is nothing but, it is having a magnitude of under root 5 only, and angle I will write down in the negative direction. Okay, this angle I will write down. I can write down the positive angle as well. Like this is also a possible answer. This answer is also correct. Along with that, this answer is also correct. This answer is also correct. What I will be preferring? What answer I will be preferring? The one which I wrote down first. Like which answer will be preferred? This answer will be preferred. Okay, in the theory, only in the theory. Actually, both answers are correct. In the theory, this answer will be preferred. Understandable? Okay, well and good. So under root 5 e to the power minus j 116.57 degree, and both are same thing. What about Z4? About Z4, you will write down everything on your own. I hope you will be able to write down everything about Z4 on your own. All the angles and everything you will be able to write down. What is Z4? Z4 is 1 minus 2j. Z4 is nothing but 1 minus 2j. 1 minus 2j. This could be written as R4 e to the power iota theta 4. What is the value of R4? That, sir, I already know. I don't need to calculate. Under root x square plus y square. So that would be nothing but under root 5 only. I just need to calculate the angle. So, sir, let's calculate the angle. I can see that it will go in the fourth quadrant. X value is plus 1, y value is minus 2. X value is plus 1, y value is minus 2. So what is the angle it is making? So the angle it will make, angle you need to measure from the positive x-axis in the anti-clockwise direction. From the positive x-axis in the anti-clockwise direction. So this is the theta 4 angle that we need to find out. Say yes or no. So what I can do? Can I find out this angle? Can I find out this angle? That it is moving for 1 here and 2 here. So can I find out this particular angle? Can I find out this particular angle? So this length is 2 and the other one is 1. So this angle is nothing but tan inverse 2. 63.43 degree. So this question mark is nothing but 63.43 degree. What is theta 4? So theta 4 is nothing but 360 degree minus, out of 360 you need to subtract this 63.43 degree. Do you understand this point or not? From 360 you need to subtract tan inverse 2, which is 63.43 degree. Okay. So what answer you are getting? (296.57 degree). 296.57 degree. So this is one of the possible answer of theta 4. Does it look good? Does it look good to you? No. What you can do? That, sir, I know that 360 degree is equivalent to 0 degree. So I can break it somewhat like this. 296.7 degree plus this will become 63.43 degree will be equivalent to 0 degree. So from here I can see that 296.57 degree is equivalent to minus 63.43 degree. What does that mean, sir? That, sir, theta 4 could be written as minus 63.43 degree as well. Or what you can do, or you can go by the diagram directly. That, sir, what I will do is that I will measure the angle in the clockwise direction. Instead of measuring the angle in the anti-clockwise direction, I will measure the angle in the clockwise direction. So what is this angle? Let's call this angle as gamma. So, sir, I know that, sir, gamma angle is coming out to be nothing but tan inverse 2. which is nothing but 63.43 degree only. But is that the correct answer? No, sir. Since I am making the angle in the clockwise direction, actual answer would be nothing but theta 4 would be nothing but minus gamma. That would be minus 63.43 degree. There you go. Okay, so how will you represent Z4? Sir, Z4, two ways could be possible. But sir, what will be the preferred way? The preferred way would be that you write down the angle, negative angle you write down, which is minus 63.43 degree. Minus 63.43 degree. Or you write down e to the power j 296.57 degree. So both of the ways are possible. We will prefer the first way. Basically, we are writing down the angle less than 180 degree. Here I am saying that I will prefer this angle, no? So here this number is less than 180, no? Here also this number is less than 180. Here what way I will prefer? This way I will prefer. I am not preferring this angle. I am not preferring this angle. Sorry, I am not preferring this angle because this is less than 180 degree. So we always prefer less than 180 degree. So did you understand how to write down the polar form? The conclusion is that you don't need to remember any formula. You are not going to remember a single formula. For the length, you already know. For the magnitude, r value, you already know that under root x square plus y square you need to do. Angle, I will draw by the diagram. With the practice, you will build up enough practice that you will not have to make this diagram. In the examination, directly you will be able to write down the angle. Minus 1 plus 2j. You will think, sir, minus 1 plus 2j. I will find out this angle, which will come out to be 63.43 degree. 180 degree minus 63.43 degree. So very easily you will be able to write down the angle in the examination. Once you build up the practice, minus 1 minus 2j, minus 1 minus 2j, third quadrant, sir, this angle I find out, add with 180, or what you do is that you subtract this angle from 180. Okay, so very easily you will be able to write down the angle in the examination. Understandable? Okay, and also one more thing you would have noticed, that this r value will be always positive, no? This r value will be always positive. Why is that so? Because it is the magnitude. So here what I am writing down, r will be always greater than or equals to 0. R will be always positive. And angle, if we talk about the angle, then angle is taking the value from 0 to 2 pi, right? So isn't it like the polar coordinate system? It is same as the polar coordinate system. No, what was the r? R is the distance from origin. R is the distance from origin. And theta is the angle made with the positive x-axis in the anti-clockwise direction. So it is like a polar coordinate system only. So what is the range of theta? Theta can go from 0 to 2 pi, right? But r will be always positive. Because r is the distance. R is the distance. Distance will always be positive, right? Understandable? So this question we have seen. It was not a question actually, it was a concept. And the concept we have seen that how would you represent a particular number in polar form. Let's understand e to the power iota theta. Is it a complex number? Yes, sir. Iota is coming, no? So it is a complex number for sure. So what is our z? Z is e to the power iota theta. What is our general form of z? Sir, general form of z is nothing but z equals to r e to the power iota theta. So here if I compare, what is the value of r? R is 1. That means the distance from the origin you need to take 1. Distance from the origin you need to take 1. Okay. So let's make the diagram. Let's represent this number e to the power iota theta. I am representing this number z e to the power iota theta. This is my number z, which is e to the power iota theta. So distance from the origin is 1. Distance from the origin, this distance is 1, and it is making an angle of theta with positive x-axis. This is what it is doing, making an angle of theta with positive x-axis. Say yes or no? Making an angle of theta with positive x-axis in the anti-clockwise direction. Now this is our number z. This is our number z, which is e to the power iota theta. Now if I want to write down its rectangular form, this form is known as z equals to x plus iota y. What it is known as? This form is known as rectangular form. So if I want to write down its rectangular form, what do I need? I need the x coordinate and I need the y coordinate. Say yes or no? That means I need to know that how much I would have moved in the x-axis direction and how much I would have moved in the y-axis direction to reach this point. That means I need the value of x naught and y naught. This is what I need. I need the value of x naught and y naught to represent this number in the rectangular form. It is already given, polar form is already given. Now from the polar form, what I need the rectangular form. From the polar form, I need the rectangular form. So number is z equals to e to the power iota theta. So the number will have the coordinate of x naught comma y naught. Similarly here also, what was this number? This number was z4 was nothing but under root 5 e to the power minus 63.43 degree. That means it was having some coordinate, no? So let's just say the coordinates are x naught, y naught. Can you let me know what will be the value of x naught? Sir, just take the projection of this. What will be the value of x naught? X naught will be nothing but cos theta. And what will be the value of y naught? Y naught will be nothing but sin theta. So from here, what did you understand? The z which was given in the polar form e to the power iota theta, that is nothing but cos theta plus iota sin theta. Say yes or no. E to the power iota theta is nothing but cos theta plus iota sin theta. So from now onwards, what you will remember? Sir, e to the power iota theta is nothing but cos theta plus iota sin theta. Say yes or no. Okay, this is the meaning of polar form. So if a number z is given as r e to the power iota theta, so what it is? R e to iota theta is e to the power iota theta is nothing but cos theta plus iota sin theta, and that will be nothing but r cos theta plus iota r sin theta. That will be a number z, which could be represented as r e to the power iota theta. Okay, so r is just the magnitude of the complex number. What is the meaning of e to the power iota theta? That is nothing but cos theta plus iota sin theta. So this is known as Euler's identity, but you don't need to remember the name of the scientist. Just you need to remember only one thing: e to the power iota theta is nothing but cos theta plus iota sin theta. Now let's see one more thing. What we are going to see. So what we have seen, our e to the power iota theta is nothing but cos theta plus iota sin theta. Now let me know one thing. In place of theta, what I am putting? Theta plus 2 n pi, where n is an integer. In place of theta, what I am putting? Theta plus 2 n pi. So what I will get? Cos theta plus 2 n pi plus iota sin theta plus 2 n pi. So e to the power iota theta plus 2 n pi is coming out to be what? Cos theta plus 2 n pi. What will be cos theta plus 2 n pi? Put the value of n equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, any integer you put. Cos 2 pi plus theta is cos theta only. Even if I put negative sign, then also it is fine. Cos theta minus 2 pi will also be cos theta only. Sin theta minus 2 pi, that will also be sin theta only. No, why is that so? Because cos is periodic with 2 pi. No, cos will repeat its waveform after every 2 pi. Again, it will keep on repeating, right? So cos will repeat its waveform after every 2 pi. So this will be cos theta only, this will become sin theta only. So that is coming out to be equals to e to the power iota theta only. So what you are understanding? E to the power iota theta plus 2 n pi is nothing but it is equivalent to e to the power iota theta only. What does that mean? That means e to the power iota theta is periodic with 2 n pi. After every 2 n pi, it will repeat. What I mean to say is that if I know the value of e to the power iota pi, then sir, I can comment that pi plus 2 pi. That means sir, e to the power iota 3 pi will also throw the same value. E to the power iota pi, whatever the value e to the power iota pi is throwing, no, it will throw the same value. E to the power iota 3 pi will also throw the same value. Why is that so? Because it is periodic with 2 pi. That means it is periodic with the 360-degree angle. What is this? This is nothing but a 360-degree angle, no? 360-degree angle or multiple of 360-degree. 360-degree angle or multiple of 360-degree. Right? Understandable? So this is your e to the power iota theta. From this slide, only this thing you need to remember, that e to the power iota theta could be written as cos theta plus iota sin theta, and e to the power iota theta is periodic with integer multiple of 360-degree angle. Integer multiple of 360-degree angle. Understandable? Now let's see some more thing, that e to the power iota theta is cos theta plus iota sin theta, e to the power iota theta plus 2 n pi. Let's write down in a different way. Can you write down what is the meaning of e to the power a plus b? That could be written as, sir, e to the power a dot e to the power b. Right? So can I write it down as e to the power iota theta dot e to the power iota 2 n pi? E to the power iota 2 n pi. What is the value of this e to the power iota 2 n pi? What I am asking, what is the value of e to the power iota 2 n pi? What is the value of n value? Let's just say n value I am putting 1. So what is the value of e to the power iota 2 pi? So that would be nothing but cos 2 pi plus iota sin 2 pi. Because what is e to the power iota theta? That is cos theta plus iota sin theta. So cos 2 pi plus iota sin 2 pi. What is the value of cos 2 pi? That is 1. What is the value of sin 2 pi? That is 0. What is the answer you are getting? 1 only. You take any value of n, always the answer will be 1. So from here also you can say that it is equals to e to the power iota theta. Your next question is that you need to convert these polar form into rectangular form. Like what they are equivalent to. You use this identity. What you need to do? You need to use this identity e to the power iota theta equals to cos theta plus iota sin theta and find out these values. So cos 0 plus iota sin 0. Sin 0 is 0 only, cos 0 is 1. So answer will be 1. Now e to the power iota 0, iota multiply with 0. Anything multiply with 0 will be 0 only. No? So it is nothing but e to the power 0. What is the value of e to the power 0? E to the power 0 is always 1. Or you can directly see that sir, it is nothing but cos 0 plus iota sin 0. So cos 0 is 1, sin 0 is 0. So answer will be 1 only. Okay, answer will be 1 only. By the geometry also we can see, no? By the geometry also we can see. What geometry is saying? Geometry is saying that your complex number is having a magnitude of 1. Your complex number is having a magnitude of 1, and it is making an angle of 0 degree with positive x-axis. Magnitude of 1 and making an angle of 0 degree with positive x-axis. Magnitude of 1 making an angle of 0 degree with positive x-axis. That means where you are reaching? You are reaching at the point where x is 0, y is 1. X is 0, y is 1. So what will be this number? Sir, this number will be nothing but, sir, x is 0, sorry, x is 1. What did I say? X is 0. No. X is 1, y is 0. X is 1 and y is 0. So x is 1, y is 0. So what is this number? This number is 1 only. So 1 plus j0 you write down, or directly you write down 1. Is that understandable to you? Magnitude 1 making an angle of 0 degree with x-axis. So you are reaching at the point of 1, 0. That means the value of x is 1 plus the value of y is 0. So 1 plus j0 is 1 only. So this number is nothing but 1. E to the power j pi by 4. What it is saying? It is saying that magnitude of 1 making an angle of pi by 4 with positive x-axis. Making an angle of pi by 4 with positive x-axis. Magnitude 1 making an angle of pi by 4 with positive x-axis. So what will be this coordinate? Sir, I can directly see it will be 1 multiply with cos pi by 4, that will be 1 by under root 2. And 1 multiply with sin pi by 4, that will be 1 by under root 2. So what is the number that you are getting? So the number is nothing but 1 by under root 2, x value is 1 by under root 2, j 1 by under root 2. So the number you have got is 1 by under root 2 plus j 1 by under root 2. What you can do is that you can put the values here. Cos pi by 4, you put cos pi by 4 is 1 by under root 2, 1 by under root 2. So this is the answer you will get. I am just telling you by the help of graph. What you need to do next? Sir, magnitude 1 making an angle of pi by 2 with positive x-axis. Magnitude 1 making an angle of pi by 2 with positive x-axis. So magnitude 1 making an angle of pi by 2 with positive x-axis. So magnitude is 1 making an angle of pi by 2 with positive x-axis. So where you will reach? At this point you will reach. So what is the coordinate here? Value of x is 0, value of y is 1. So what will be the number? What will be the number? Sir, value of x is 0, y is 1. So the number is nothing but j. So it is nothing but iota or j, whatever you write down. You can directly put here cos pi by 2. If I put by this Euler identity, then what I will be getting? Cos pi by 2 plus iota sin pi by 2. What is the value of cos pi by 2? That is 0. Iota sin pi by 2, that is 1. So iota value I will be getting. But how will you think in the examination? Directly you need to write down e to the power iota pi by 2. There will you be thinking that sir cos pi by 2? Nothing. I would e to the power iota pi by 2 making an angle of pi by 2. That means I will be on the y axis. I will be on the positive y axis. So what will be the value? Iota. E to the power iota pi. What do you think? Making an magnitude 1 making an angle of pi with the positive x-axis. Making an angle of pi with positive x-axis. So making an angle of pi with positive x-axis, and where you are? You will reach here. Magnitude 1 making an angle of pi with positive x-axis in the anti-clockwise direction. So where will you reach? You will reach at this point, -1, 0. Right? So what is the value of x? Value of x is -1. What is the value of y? That is 0. This I am not putting degree. The value is 0 itself, and not 0 degree. It is 0. So -1 plus iota 0. So what is the answer? -1. So e to the power iota y, e to the power iota pi is -1. Directly you should be able to understand. Sir, magnitude 1 making an angle of pi. Magnitude 1 making an angle of pi. That means, sir, I will go on the negative x-axis. On the negative x-axis with the length of 1, the answer will be -1. That's it. Here also you can put cos pi is -1, sin pi is 0. So answer what you are getting? -1 only. E to the power 3 pi by 2. e to the power 3 pi by 2. Magnitude 1 making an angle of 3 pi by 2. Magnitude 1 making an angle of 3 pi by 2 with the positive x-axis. Where you will reach? This is here you will reach. Magnitude 1. Magnitude 1. Magnitude 1. That means, sir, I am reaching on the negative y-axis. Negative y-axis. So negative y-axis will have the coordinate of x equals to 0, y equals to minus 1. So x equals to 0 and y equals to minus 1. So what is the answer you are getting? Minus g. Minus g. Okay. There is another way of representing this number. What would be the other way? Sir, if this is making an angle of 3 pi by 2 with positive x-axis, then sir, it is making an angle of pi by 2 with the positive x-axis in the clockwise direction. So sir, if I can write down, I can write down it in this way, j pi by 2. Is that correct? No, sir. If I am taking the angle in the clockwise direction, then I need to put a negative sign. So e to the power j 3 pi by 2 could be written as e to the power j minus pi by 2. Is that understandable to you? Okay. There is another way of writing it down. What is the another way? Can anyone think? Sir, e to the power j, this could be written as pi plus pi by 2, right? Can I write it down as e to the power j pi dot e to the power j pi by 2? This is 3 pi by 2, no? So pi plus pi by 2, e to the power j pi, e to the power j pi by 2. What is the value of e to the power j pi? Minus 1. So it could be written as minus e to the power j pi by 2 as well. There could be multiple ways. You don't need to remember these. Okay, I am just telling that it could be written in multiple ways. Is that understandable to you? So it could be written as minus e to the power j pi by 2 as well. Here it is written as e to the power minus j pi by 2. This is more famous. This is famous actually. In the examination or in any question, if I am getting the answer as e to the power j 3 pi by 2, directly I will put e to the power minus j pi by 2. How will you think? Sir, 3 pi by 2 is the angle made with positive x-axis in the anti-clockwise direction. So in the clockwise direction, the angle will be pi by 2. That's it. So e to the power minus j pi by 2. Similarly, what do you think? What is the value of e to the power j 2 pi? Angle made with positive x-axis in anti-clockwise direction is 2 pi. Where you will reach? It is nothing but it is equivalent to, sir, e to the power j 0 degree only. That is nothing but 1 only. Angle made with positive x-axis, angle made with positive x-axis in the clockwise direction. Sorry, in the anti-clockwise direction. That is 360 degree. What is the meaning of 2 pi? 2 pi means 360 degree. So where you will reach? Sir, I will reach at this point. I will reach at this point again, right? So what will be this coordinate? That would be 1 comma 0. So it is nothing but 1 plus 0 iota will be 1 only. What do you think? What will be the answer of e to the power j 7 pi by 3? So sir, I know one thing. Can I write it down as 7 pi by 3? So 3 into 2, 6 pi. So I can write down as 6 pi plus pi divided by 3. So what answer I am getting? 2 pi plus pi by 3. Right? So this could be written as 2 pi plus pi by 3. 2 pi plus pi by 3. So e to the power j 2 pi dot e to the power j pi by 3. Right? Now what is the value of e to the power j 2 pi? What is the value of e to the power j 2 pi? So that is nothing but 1. So what is the answer you are getting? E to the power j pi by 3. So answer that I am getting is e to the power j pi by 3. Okay, so e to the power j 7 pi by 3 is nothing but equivalent to e to the power j pi by 3. Understandable? So this is how we can do the conversions. All these conversion will be helpful in the further analysis. That's why we are studying it here. Find out the value of the following. What is the value of iota square? What is iota? Sir, iota is magnitude 1 making an angle of pi by 2 with positive x-axis. So this is your iota, no? What is iota? Iota is e to the power j pi by 2. So e to the power j pi by 2, then do its square. What is the answer you are getting? E to the power j pi. I hope you know e to the power a b could be written as e to the power ab. So e to the power pi by 2 multiply by 2. So e to the power pi by 2 multiply by 2 will become e to the power j pi. What is the value of e to the power j pi? Sir, magnitude 1 making an angle of pi with positive x-axis. Sir, it is nothing but minus 1. So iota square is nothing but minus 1. What is iota cube? Iota cube could be written as iota square dot iota. Iota square is minus 1 dot iota. So it is nothing but minus iota. What it could be written as? It could be written as e to the power j, minus sign already outside, pi by 2. Or it could be written in different way as well. It could be written as minus iota. Where you will reach? Minus iota means, sir, here I will reach. So making an angle of pi by 2 with positive x-axis in the clockwise direction. So it could be written as e to the power minus pi by 2, or making an angle of 3 pi by 2 with the positive x-axis in the anti-clockwise direction. So it could be written as a to the power j 3 pi by 2 as well. So different ways are there, different way of thinking is there. I hope you will be able to understand all these things. So let's just keep it in a box aside. Iota to the power 4. So iota to the power 4 could be written as iota square to the square. So minus 1 square will be nothing but 1. Right? Now what this could be written as iota to the power 7. It could be written as iota to the power 4, iota to the power 2, iota. So iota to the power 4 is nothing but 1. Iota square is nothing but minus 1. And then multiply with iota, that is nothing but minus iota. So iota to the power 7 is nothing but minus iota, which is same as iota to the power 3 pi by 2. Iota to the power 4n, that is nothing but iota to the power 4 to the power n. What is iota to the power 4? Iota to the power 4 is 1. 1 to the power n is nothing but 1 only. 1 to the power n, that will be nothing but 1. N is an integer, okay? N is an integer here. 1, 2, 3, 4, anything you put. So n is some integer. N is an integer. When I am putting n, I am already telling that n is an integer. Iota to the power 2n. Iota to the power 2n. So can I write down in this way? Iota square 2n. So what is iota square? Minus 1 to the power n. Okay. So what you need to remember, sir, iota square is minus 1. Iota to the power 4 is 1. These two things you need to remember. This you need to remember and this you need to remember. Rest everything you will be able to do. Iota to the power 4 is 1. Directly you need to remember it. Okay. Next what we have. What we will do is that now we will represent cos theta and sin theta in terms of complex exponential. What we will do, cos theta and sin theta in terms of complex exponential. What does that mean? Sir, what is the value of e to the power iota theta? So that is nothing but cos theta plus iota sin theta. Can you let me know what will be the value of e to the power minus iota theta? So that is, sir, in place of iota, what you need to put? Minus iota you need to put. In place of iota, you need to put minus iota. So what you will be getting? Cos theta, in place of iota, you put minus iota. There you go. So let's call this as equation 1. Let's call this as equation 1 and this as equation 2. Add equation 1 and 2. What you are getting? Add equation 1 and 2. 2 cos theta equals to e to the power iota theta plus e to the power minus iota theta. If you add both of the equations, 2 cos theta equals to e to the power iota theta plus e to the power minus iota theta. So cos theta is coming out to be e to the power iota theta plus e to the power minus iota theta divided by 2. This is the cos theta value that you are getting. Now what about sin theta? You subtract equation 1 from 2. What you are getting? E to the power iota theta minus e to the power minus iota theta, that is equals to 2 iota sin theta. Okay. E to the power iota theta minus e to the power minus iota theta is nothing but 2 iota sin theta. So what is the value of sin theta you are getting? The value of sin theta you are getting is e to the power iota theta minus e to the power minus iota theta divided by 2j or 2 iota, whatever you write down. So this is the value of cos theta we are getting. Right? I am subtracting 1 from 2. So this is what I am getting. No? Sorry, I am subtracting 2 from 1 actually. Equation 2 is subtracted from equation 1. 1 minus 2 if I am doing e to the power iota theta minus e to the power minus iota theta, that is equals to 2 iota sin theta. So sin theta is e to the power iota theta minus e to the power minus iota theta divided by 2j. This is your sin theta. Right? These are the values of cos theta and sin theta that we are getting. Understandable? So directly it should be remembered. Okay, directly it should be there in your mind. You don't need to write down the equation again and again. Cos theta equals to e to the power iota theta plus e to the power minus iota theta divided by 2. Sin theta equals to e to the power iota theta minus e to the power minus iota theta divided by 2j. Now do you remember what was cos hyperbolic theta? Do you remember what was cos hyperbolic theta? Yes, sir. It was e to the power iota theta plus e to the power e to the power theta plus e to the power minus theta divided by 2. Basically we remembered cos hyperbolic x. That was e to the power x plus e to the power minus x divided by 2. So similar thing, cos hyperbolic theta is nothing but e to the power theta plus e to the power minus theta divided by 2. Right? What is sin hyperbolic theta? Oh, let's first treat cos hyperbolic theta only. Now what I am doing is that in place of theta, I am putting iota theta. In place of theta, I am putting iota theta. Or let's not confuse. What is cos hyperbolic x? This is your cos hyperbolic x, no? This is your cos hyperbolic x. Right? Now in place of x, what I am putting? In place of x, I am putting iota theta. What I will be getting? E to the power iota theta plus e to the power minus iota theta divided by 2. Cos hyperbolic x is e to the power x plus e to the power minus x divided by 2. In place of x, I am putting iota theta. So in place of x, I am replacing iota theta. What this is coming out to be? Have you seen something like this before in your life? Yes, sir. It is nothing but cos theta only. So what did you see? What did you see here? Cos hyperbolic iota theta. Cos hyperbolic iota theta is equivalent to cos theta. Cos hyperbolic iota theta is equivalent to cos theta. Next, I will write down conclusion that what all things you need to remember. In conclusion, we will write down. Let's talk about sine hyperbolic x. Do you remember what was sine hyperbolic x? Yes, sir. Absolutely, I remember. It was e to the power x minus e to the power minus x. Here there was no 2j, nothing. It was a real number. Okay, it is completely real. So there is no 2j, nothing. E to the power x minus e to the power minus x divided by 2. What is sine hyperbolic theta? Sine hyperbolic theta is nothing but e to the power theta. I don't need to write down sine hyperbolic theta. I need to write down sine hyperbolic iota theta. So, sir, sine hyperbolic iota theta is coming out to be e to the power iota theta minus e to the power minus iota theta divided by 2. So, your sine hyperbolic iota theta is coming out to be e to the power iota theta minus e to the power minus iota theta divided by 2. What you do is that you multiply with j, you divide with j and multiply with j. What you are getting? E to the power iota theta minus e to the power minus iota theta divided by 2j. What answer you will get? Sine theta. Multiply with j. So what is the answer you are getting? Sine hyperbolic iota theta is iota sine theta. This is what you are getting. So from all these discussion, what you can remember? What all things you need to remember? Sir, very easy things are there. First of all, sir, conclusion I am writing down. What all things you need to keep in mind? What all things you need to keep in mind? So first of all, sir, I always remember Euler's identity, that is e to the power iota theta is nothing but cos theta plus iota sine theta. After that, sir, cos theta is nothing but e to the power iota theta. With the cos, all the sign will be positive. E to the power iota theta minus e to the power iota theta plus e to the power minus iota theta divided by 2. Okay, this is the scenario. And then, sir, what will be the value of sine theta here? Sir, sine theta will come out to be e to the power iota theta minus e to the power minus iota theta divided by 2j. This is the sine theta you will be getting. Sir, what about sine hyperbolic theta? What about sine hyperbolic iota theta? So, sir, here what will happen is that iota will come outside sine theta. Okay, and what about cos hyperbolic theta? What is the habit of cos? Cos will eat up everything. So, it will eat up both. It will come out to be equals to cos theta only. It will come out to be equals to cos theta only. Where it is coming out to be equals to cos theta only. Along with that, if you forget this one, no, it might happen that you are forgetting this one, that you forgot to take iota theta outside. Then at least you remember this thing. What is sine hyperbolic x? The sine hyperbolic x is nothing but e to the power x minus e to the power minus x divided by 2. And what is cos hyperbolic x? Cos hyperbolic x is nothing but e to the power x plus e to the power minus x divided by 2. अरे यार, divided by 2. So all these will help you. If you just remember this one, then you can write down all these things. If you remember this one, then you can write down all these things as well. But again, whatever that I have written here, you are supposed to remember it directly without thinking much. Cos hyperbolic iota theta, hyperbolic iota will cancel out each other. Sine hyperbolic iota theta, iota will come outside sine theta. Okay, understandable? Yeah. Next, what we need to do? We need to solve a question. This question we need to solve. 1 plus iota divided by 1 minus iota to the power iota. This we need to simplify. What it will be equivalent to? This we need to find out. What is 1 plus iota? Can you write down its polar form? Yes, sir. 1 plus iota. It will be nothing but under root 2 e to the power j pi by 4. Why is that so? What is the magnitude under root 2? If you make the coordinate system, then you can directly see that. Sir, 1 plus iota. What we need to do? 1 plus iota. What does that mean? That means, sir, in the x-axis you need to move for 1. In the x-axis you need to move for 1. And in the y-axis as well you need to move for 1 only. So where you will reach? Sir, you will reach at the point of 1, 1. So what angle it will make? Sir, it will make an angle of pi by 4. It will make an angle of pi by 4. Making an angle of pi by 4 with positive x-axis in the anticlockwise direction. So it is under root 2 e to the power pi by 4. What about 1 minus iota? 1 minus iota. So I need to move for 1 in the positive x-axis. I need to move for 1 in the positive x-axis, and I need to move for minus 1 in the positive x-axis, and I need to move for minus 1 in the y-axis. Right? Move for 1 here and minus 1 in the y-axis. So you will reach at 1 comma minus 1. Right? 1 comma minus 1. Where is your vector? Sir, this will be my vector. Making an angle of minus pi by 4. Making an angle of minus pi by 4. Right? So 1 minus iota. 1 minus iota. Magnitude is under root 2 e to the power j. Making an angle of minus pi by 4. Making an angle of minus pi by 4. Right? So z equals to, what is 1 plus iota? 1 plus iota is nothing but under root 2. Always whenever the question is coming on the basics of complex number, no, always go with the help of polar form. If you go with the help of polar form, no, then there will be no problem at all. So what you are getting, e to the power j, under root 2 e to the power j pi by 4 divided by under root 2 e to the power j minus pi by 4 to the power iota. Now under root 2 will get cancelled out. What you are getting, e to the power j, pi by 4 will go upper side, so it will become pi by 2 to the power iota. Now what you are getting, z e to the power iota will be get multiplied, iota square, it will become pi by 2. What is the value of iota square? Iota square is nothing but minus 1. So z you are getting as e to the power minus pi by 2. Is it a real number? Absolutely. It's surely a real number. Understandable? But now I am asking you, is it the only possible value of z? Is it the only possible value of z? Like, can this question ever come in a numerical answer type? This question can never be asked in numerical answer type. Why is that so? Because, sir, here I have written e to the power j pi by 2, right? E to the power j pi by 2. Can I write down this as e to the power j 5 pi by 2 as well? Say yes or no? Is this correct? Yes, sir. Why is that so? Because, sir, pi by 2 plus 2 pi is nothing but 5 pi by 2. So both are same thing only, no? So if I, in place of e to the power j pi by 2, if I put e to the power j 5 pi by 2 and then I multiply with j, what I am getting? Here, sir, j and j will be j square. J square is minus 1. I told you iota j I will use alternatively. Okay, j will become j square. J square will be minus 1. What answer I am getting? E to the power j, e to the power minus pi by 2 this time. So multiple answers are possible. No, this answer is also possible. This answer is also possible. So what they can do is that they will have to frame 4 options. Right? They will frame 4 options and they will ask you which of the following are correct. Understandable? Are you getting this point? So this question cannot be asked in numerical answer type because multiple answers are possible. What is the value of e to the power minus pi by 2? That is different than e to the power minus 5 pi by 2. So they will have to frame 4 options there. Multiple answers are possible, right? Let's go to the next thing. What is the meaning of conjugate of a complex number? What is the meaning of conjugate? There is a simple meaning of conjugate, that in place of iota you need to put minus iota. That's it. Only there is a simple meaning. In place of iota you put minus iota. That's it. If I am asking that calculate the conjugate of a complex number, what you need to do? In place of iota you put minus iota, nothing else. This is known as conjugate of complex number z. This is represented in this manner as well, z bar. Conjugate of complex number. In place of iota you put minus iota, job done. Now what was the polar form? So this was the polar form, right? R e to the power iota theta. Now from the polar form I need to find out the conjugate. Z is r e to the power iota theta, and what I am doing is that I am finding out the conjugate. Conjugate of z, that means conjugate of this number. What I need to do? I need to put, in place of iota I need to put minus iota. That's it. In place of iota I need to put minus iota. No other change. So in place of iota, what you need to do? In place of iota you put minus iota, nothing else. There you go. So your z is x plus iota y and your Z conjugate is x minus iota y. Now when I say I need the real part of Z, what is the meaning of real part of Z? Real part of Z. So real part of Z is this number, that is x. Let's just say your Z is minus 1 plus 3 iota, minus 1 plus 3 iota. So what is your real part of Z? So real part of Z is minus 1. And let's just say in place of 1 you put minus sign. Now what is the imaginary part of Z? This is known as imaginary part, the y-axis value. So minus 3 is the imaginary part. Minus 3j is not the imaginary part. Minus 3 is the imaginary part. Okay, this is correct. Minus 3j is wrong. So imaginary part of Z means minus 3. Are you able to understand this point? So what is your imaginary part of Z? Imaginary part of Z is y. Will you be able to remember this thing? It is important. In the examination directly it will be used. Real part of Z, imaginary part of Z. So real part of Z is x, imaginary part of Z is y. So what is your Z? Z is x plus iota y, and what is Z conjugate? That is x minus iota y. Now what I am supposed to find out? I am supposed to find out the real part of Z. That means I am supposed to find out x. What will be my x? If this is equation 1, this is equation 2. You add equation 1 and 2. What you are getting? Z plus Z conjugate. So x plus iota y plus x minus iota y, what you are getting? 2x. So what is the value of x you are getting? So Z plus Z conjugate divided by 2. Z plus Z conjugate divided by 2. So from here, what is the value of x? Value of x is real part of Z is equivalent to Z plus Z conjugate divided by 2. Right? Now next I need to calculate Z minus Z conjugate. What is Z minus Z conjugate? So Z minus Z conjugate will simply be 2 iota y. Z minus Z conjugate would be 2 iota y. So from here the value of y is coming out to be Z minus Z conjugate divided by 2 iota. So what answer you are getting? Sir, imaginary part of Z is coming out to be nothing but Z minus Z conjugate divided by 2 iota. Do you need to remember it? Absolutely not. No need to remember. Okay. Just you need to know that how will I find it out? Nothing else. Do you need to remember? No, you don't need to remember. Real part of Z is x. Imaginary part of Z is y. How will you get it? So Z equals to x plus iota y. Sir, if I write down the conjugate, it will become Z conjugate. That will become x minus iota y. If I add both of the equation, I am getting real part of Z. If I subtract them, I am getting imaginary part of Z. Now what will be your Z multiply with Z conjugate will be equivalent to Z multiply with Z conjugate. So let's do the multiplication. Let's do the multiplication in polar form. So that is nothing but, what is Z? Z is nothing but e to the power iota theta. What is Z conjugate? That is nothing but r e to the power minus iota theta. So r and r will become r square e to the power iota theta. Sorry, r square, r and r will become r square dot e to the power iota theta multiply with e to the power minus iota theta. What this will become? This will become e to the power iota theta minus iota theta, that will become e to the power 0, that will become 1. So what answer you are getting? You are getting the answer to be equals to r square. Now what is r? R is nothing but magnitude of Z square. So whenever you are supposed to calculate the magnitude, no, what you need to do? Magnitude of Z square, sir, will be nothing but Z multiply with Z conjugate. This thing I will be using again and again. Okay, in some questions I will be using this thing again and again. Magnitude of Z square will be nothing but Z dot Z conjugate. Magnitude of Z square will be nothing but Z dot Z conjugate. This thing I will be using again and again in some questions. Will you be able to understand this? Absolutely, sir. Okay. So yeah, let me take a break. Then we will study the basics of complex number in this lecture only. So I will take a break and then I will come back. We will study the basics of complex number only. It's been roughly around 1 hour. I will drink some water and then I will come back. So you revise everything, whatever that we have studied. Okay, you revise everything. That we will come back and we will study about basics of complex number. Yeah, welcome back. So we have been studying about basics of complex variables, right? So last we have studied about the conjugate of a complex number. Then we studied how to find out the real part, how to find out the imaginary part. And this is very important thing that we have studied, that magnitude of Z square is equivalent to Z dot Z conjugate. That means if you multiply the complex number with its conjugate, then you will get the magnitude square. Okay. Now this is the question you need to solve. It is very important. This kind of question could be framed in your gate examination, and it actually is a gate QIQ. I just changed the data a bit. Okay, the data has been changed a bit. So Z1 and Z2 are given such that mod of Z1 equals to 3, mod of Z2 equals to 5. What does that mean? That means they have given the magnitude of Z1, right? This is the magnitude of Z1 they have given. This is your magnitude of Z1 they have given. So let's just say my Z1 was R1 e to the power iota theta 1. So what is my magnitude of Z1? Is it mod of R1? No, it is R1 only, because R1 is always positive, no? Right? I told you R1 is the magnitude itself. So mod of Z1 is R1 only. What about Z2? So Z2 is R2 e to the power iota theta 2. So what is mod of Z2? So that is nothing but R2. Right? So this is your Z1, Z2. Now some basic properties of conjugate are there, that Z1 plus Z2 conjugate would be Z1 conjugate dot Z2 conjugate. Sorry, not dot, Z1 conjugate plus Z2 conjugate. Like it is pretty obvious. What is Z1? Z1 is R1 e to the power iota theta 1 plus R2 e to the power iota theta 2. So this is also a one different complex number. It is also a complex number only. And what you are doing, you are calculating the conjugate. What is the meaning of conjugate? The meaning of conjugate is whatever the number that you are having, in that number, in place of iota, you replace minus iota. This is the meaning of conjugate. In place of iota, you put minus iota. That's it. So in place of iota, I am putting minus iota. In place of iota, I am putting minus iota. What this is? This is nothing but Z1 conjugate. And what this is? This is nothing but Z2 conjugate. Say yes or no. So what is the meaning of conjugate? Meaning of conjugate is very simple, that in place of iota, you put minus iota, nothing else. Now we need to find out the maximum, minimum possible, all these things we need to find out, and magnitude are also given. The value of R1 is given as 3, the value of R2 is given as 5. Right? So all these things we need to find out. Maximum possible value of magnitude of Z1 plus Z2. So first let's talk about Z1 plus Z2. What is your Z1 plus Z2? So sir, Z1 plus Z2 is nothing but R1 e to the power iota theta 1 plus R2 e to the power iota theta 2. What we are supposed to find out? Magnitude of Z1 plus Z2. Magnitude of Z1 plus Z2. What that would be equivalent to? Do you remember magnitude of Z was equivalent to Z multiplied with Z conjugate. So similarly, it would be equivalent to Z multiply with, this is your number, no? This is your number. Magnitude of the magnitude of the complex number is equal to the complex number multiply with the conjugate of complex number. This is what we have written. If Z1 is, oh sorry, this is square actually. This will be square here, right? This is your Z1 plus Z2 whole square, right? Z1 plus Z2 whole square. So what is your Z1? Z1 is R1 e to the power iota theta 1. What is your Z2? Z2 is R2 e to the power iota theta 2. What is Z1 plus Z2 conjugate? That's the same number, just you need to take a conjugate. That means in place of iota, you put minus iota. So in place of iota, you put minus iota. In place of iota, you put minus iota. There you go. This is your Z1 plus Z2 whole square that you are getting. Magnitude of Z1 plus Z2 whole square. Now can you multiply? This number will be multiplied with this number. What you will be getting? R1 e to the power iota theta 1 multiply with R1 e to the power minus iota theta 1. I will get R1 square. Because e to the power iota theta 1 and e to the power minus iota theta 1, they will get cancelled out. Plus R1 e to the power iota theta 1 will be multiplied with R2 e to the power minus iota theta 2. So what I will be getting? R1 R2 e to the power theta 1 minus theta 2. So yes or no. Plus this guy multiply with this guy. What you will be getting? R1 into R2 e to the power iota theta 2 minus theta 1. So what I can do is that I can take a negative sign outside. What I am getting? Theta 2 minus theta 1. So I can take a negative sign outside. What I will be getting? Theta 1 minus theta 2 with the negative sign. So negative sign I am taking outside. Theta 1 minus theta 2. Plus R2 e to the power iota theta 2, R2 e to the power iota theta 2. So this will become R2 square. Right? Now let's notice one thing here. R1 square plus R2 square, they are as it is. Here what I am getting? R1 R2 if I take common, e to the power iota theta 1 minus theta 2 plus e to the power minus iota theta 1 minus theta 2. Now do you remember something? What was your cos theta? Sir, cos theta was nothing but e to the power iota theta plus e to the power minus iota theta divided by 2. This was your cos theta. Do you remember this? So what I do is that if I divide it by 2 and multiply by 2, then will I get something here? Let's assume this as angle only. So e to the power iota x plus e to the power minus iota x divided by 2 will become cos x. So what you are getting? R1 square plus R2 square 2 R1 R2 cos theta 1 minus theta 2. There you go. This is something that we are getting. Is that understandable to you or not? This is something that we are getting. Say yes or no. Okay, now what we need the maximum and minimum value. Like basically we need the maximum value of z1 plus z2 whole square. So if I get the maximum value of basically I need the maximum value of mode of z1 plus z2. If I get the maximum value of mode of z1 plus z2 whole square, then I can get the maximum value of mode of z1 plus z2 as well. So what is my target? I need the maximum value of this. I need the maximum value of this particular expression. This is a fixed value, no? Mode of z1 will be a fixed value. This will also be a fixed value. This is also a fixed value. Who is the variable guy? This guy is variable. Now you know that this can have maximum value of 1 and minimum value of minus 1 and minimum value of minus 1, maximum value of 1 and minimum value of minus 1. So if you need magnitude of z1 plus z2 whole square maximum, then what you will get? r1 square plus r2 square plus 2 r1 r2, r1 square plus r2 square plus 2 r1 r2. What that would be equivalent to? So that would be equivalent to nothing but r1 plus r2 whole square. So z1 plus z2 magnitude whole square is coming out to be r1 plus r2 whole square. Look, if I say x square equals to 4, then what will be your answer? X equals to plus minus 2. But here what I am writing down is that z1 plus z2 maximum will be equals to r1 plus r2 only. Why is that so? Why not negative sign I am putting? Because this value will be positive, no? You are talking about the magnitude. Everything is positive here, right? So maximum value is coming out to be r1 plus r2. And what will be the minimum value? What do you think? What will be the minimum value? So what I would do is that I will simply take this line. I just need to make some changes. I need to find out the minimum value. So here I will put a minimum sign. Here I will put minimum sign. So r1 square plus r2 square, this value will be minus 1. So this negative sign will come here. This will become r1 minus r2 whole square. So from here what you are getting? z1 plus z2 minimum. z1 plus z2 minimum is coming out to be, yeah, here there is something interesting. So z1 plus z2 minimum square is coming out to be r1 minus r2 whole square. Now z1 plus z2 minimum would be equivalent to what? That would be equivalent to r1 minus r2 or mode of r1 minus r2. You let me know. Mode of r1 minus r2. Why is that so? Because let's just say r1 is 3 and r2 is 5. Here what you have done, sir, z1 plus z2 whole square minimum is coming out to be 3 minus 5, which is minus 2 whole square, right? So what will be the minimum value of z1 plus z2? Magnitude, you are talking about the magnitude, no? So answer will be 2, right? But if you calculate r1 minus r2, what is the answer you are getting? So 3 minus 5, answer I am getting is minus 2, which is wrong. Because magnitude of z1 plus z2 has to be positive only. So what you need to do is that you need to add a mode. You need to add a mode here. You need to add a mode. That's why mode will come. Okay. Basically, r1 minus r2 sir could be positive. R1 minus r2 sir could be negative as well. But I know that sir answer here will be coming positive. What I know is that for sure, whether you calculate this value or you calculate z1 minus z2, I am pretty sure that sir they will be surely greater than 0. Why is that so? Because they are the magnitude. No, magnitude will be surely greater than 0. So this I am always sure. So to make sure that this value is positive, what I will do? I will put a mode here. Here also I can put a mode, but I am already sure that this value will be always positive only. So I don't need to put the mode here. Are you able to understand this point? Say yes or no. Like if x square equals to y square, what is the answer? Answer is mode of x would be equals to mode of y. This is the meaning of x square equals to y square. So similarly here also I could have put mode, but I don't require the mode. Why is that so? Because I know that r1 plus r2 will be positive only, because r1 is also a magnitude, r2 is also a magnitude. Positive plus positive will be positive, but this could be negative. That's why I am putting the mode. So here what you can see is that this could be written as r1 is nothing but magnitude of z1 and r2 is nothing but magnitude of z2. And what this is? Mode of magnitude of z1 minus magnitude of z2. So what did you understand here is that magnitude of z1 plus z2, magnitude of z1 plus z2 would be less than z1 plus z2, would be less than magnitude of z1 plus magnitude of z2, and it would be greater than magnitude of z1, it would be greater than magnitude of z1 minus magnitude of z2 mode. This is the answer that you are getting, and this you don't need to remember it. Eventually you will remember, otherwise you should have that confidence of deriving it. Should not take much time, you can remember it as well, that what it is greater than, what it is lesser than. So what do you think, what will be the answer of first question? Answer of first question would be, answer of this question would be 3 plus 5, 8, right? And answer of this question would be, minimum value would be 3 minus 5, that will be minus 2, then you need to take the magnitude, answer would be 2. Like basically you put the value, no, 3 plus 5, 8, 3 minus 5, minus 2. So what you understood here, 3 minus 5 magnitude less than or equals to magnitude of Z1 plus Z2 less than equals to 3 plus 5. So what is the answer you are getting? Magnitude of Z1 plus Z2, magnitude of Z1 plus Z2 will be between 2 to 8. It will be between 2 to 8. Okay. Now, what about Z1 minus Z2? Similar kind of derivation you do on your own. Similar kind of derivation. I am expecting you to do the derivation on your own. I hope you will be able to do it. I will simply copy the page now. Okay, what I will do, I will simply copy the page. Why I am copying the page? Because I know that this derivation would go almost in the similar manner. It will take some time to copy. Yes, it has been copied now. Yeah. So the same page I have taken, just what I am doing, Z1 minus Z2, 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 Z1 minus Z2. Again the same thing I will be putting up, again the same thing. In place of iota, when you are calculating the conjugate, in place of iota you need to put minus iota, nothing else. So in place of iota I am simply putting minus iota, nothing else. Okay, as simple as that. This will multiply, this will become r1 square, this will become r2 square only. Now the point is that r1 e to the power iota theta 1 will be multiplied with minus r1 minus r2 e to the power minus iota theta 2. So here negative sign will come, here negative sign will come, and here also negative sign will come, right? Negative sign. Now what I will do is that I will take negative sign outside. अरे यार क्या बात है भाई. I will take negative sign outside. Negative sign. Basically r1 square you will be getting r1 r2 e to the power iota theta 1 minus theta 2, r1 r2 e to the power minus iota theta 1 minus theta 2 r2 square. Negative sign you take outside, negative sign you take outside, and this is the scenario that we are getting. Here what we are going to get, negative sign. Now what do you know? That if you need the maximum value, here what is the scenario? Here there is a negative sign. If you need the maximum value, then this value should be minimum. Are you able to understand this point? If you need its maximum value, then this should be minimum. Maximum should be related with minimum. Are you able to understand this point? If you need its maximum value, then this should be minimum. No, because it is being subtracted. What I should subtract from 3 such that I get the maximum answer. That means this should be minimum, right? Because it is being subtracted. So if you need the maximum value, if you need the maximum value of Z1 minus Z2, if you need the maximum value of Z1 minus Z2, what will be your answer? So maximum value of Z1 minus Z2 means this should be equals to minus 1. So what you will get, this will become minus 1. So answer is R1 square plus R2 square plus 2 R1 R2. What is the answer you are getting? Sir, Z1 minus Z2 is having the maximum value of nothing but, similar scenario we are getting, no? Maximum value is coming out to be R1 plus R2 only, because similar scenario, did to same scenario, this is becoming R1 plus R2 whole square. And you know that it is coming out to be R1 plus R2. And what about the minimum value? What about the minimum value? If you need the minimum value, then you would know that R1 square plus R2 square minus 2 R1 R2. R1 minus R2 whole square. So minimum of this will be R1 minus R2. But you need to take the magnitude. Okay. So that would be equivalent to magnitude of Z1 minus magnitude of Z2. Magnitude of Z1 plus magnitude of Z2. So now magnitude of Z1 minus Z2 would be less than or equivalent to Z1 plus Z2 and would be greater than or equivalent to magnitude of Z1 minus magnitude of Z2. So irrespective of the sign, minimum and maximum values are same. So can I write down that magnitude of Z1 plus minus Z2 would be less than magnitude of Z1 plus Z2 and it would be greater than magnitude of Z1 minus magnitude of Z2, but you need to take the mode as well. This is something that you are supposed to remember. This is the conclusion. So irrespective of the sign, the things are same. irrespective of the sign, the things are same. That sir, here as well, the magnitude value is here, maximum value will be 8, minimum value will be 3 minus 5, 2, maximum value will be 8, minimum value will be same. Is that understandable or not? Completely understandable, sir. Say yes or no. Okay, so all 4 questions are done, and this is the conclusion. What is the conclusion? The conclusion is this. This we are supposed to remember. Magnitude of Z1 plus minus Z2 would be less than or equals to magnitude of Z1 plus Z2, and it would be greater than or equals to magnitude of Z1 minus Z2, magnitude of Z1 minus magnitude of Z2, but take its mode as well. Understandable? This is the conclusion you are supposed to remember. Next question. Question number 5. What this 5 portion is saying? Magnitude of Z1 square plus the magnitude of Z2 square. What the answer you will get? Directly you can write down magnitude of Z1 square plus magnitude of Z1 minus Z2 square. Do we have the values? Do we have the value? Yes, sir. Do we have the value? Yes, sir. Both of the values we are having, no? Magnitude of Z1 plus Z2 whole square is R1 square plus R2 square plus 2 R1 R2 cos theta 1 minus theta 2. And what is the value we are getting here? R1 square plus R2 square minus 2 R1 R2 cos theta 1 minus theta 2. So what I am getting here? R1 square plus R2 square plus 2 R1 R2 cos theta 1 minus theta 2 plus R1 square plus R2 square minus 2 R1 R2 cos theta 1 minus theta 2. This and this will get cancelled out. 2 R1 square plus 2 R2 square. So what you are getting? Magnitude of Z1 plus Z2 whole square plus magnitude of Z1 minus Z2 whole square 2 R1 square. 2 R1 square. What is that? Magnitude of Z1 square plus 2 R2 square. Magnitude of Z2 square. That's the answer. So what will be the answer? Twice of magnitude of Z1 square. What is that? 3. 3 and 5 we have taken, no? 3 and 5. So 3 square will be 9. 2 of 5 square will be 25. 34 into 2, 68 is the answer. Understandable? Sixth, it is a random value. Z is defined as Z1 Z2 bar upon magnitude of Z2 square. Z is defined as Z1 Z2 bar upon mode of Z2 whole square. So what is Z1? Z1 is R1 e to the power iota theta 1. What is Z2 bar? What is the meaning of Z2 bar? Z2 bar is simply Z2 conjugate. Okay. So what is Z2 bar? That is nothing but R2 e to the power minus iota theta 2. Say yes or no. Divided by magnitude of Z1, magnitude of Z2 square. What is magnitude of Z2? Magnitude of Z2 is R2. So R2 square. This is what they are asking. Understandable? So what you are getting? This R2 getting cancelled out. R1 by R2 e to the power iota theta 1 minus theta 2. This is the value of Z you are getting. This is the value of Z you are getting. This is your Z. Now what is the magnitude of Z? Sir, magnitude of Z is nothing but R1 by R2. So magnitude of Z is nothing but 3 by 5. That's the answer. Okay. This is the answer that you are getting. So this is how you are supposed to solve these kind of questions if they are coming in the examination hall. This question has come actually. They wrote down 4 statements. Which of the following statements are true? In that manner this question came. So you were supposed to solve in this manner. Different PYQ books are having different solutions. I did not find any solution to be convenient enough or good enough. This is the perfect way of solving the problem. This is the perfect way. Okay. This is how you need to solve these kind of problems. I would say you remember at least this much. You remember at least this. Magnitude of Z1 plus Z2 would be less than or equals to Z1 plus Z2. Magnitude of Z1 plus Z2 would be less than equals to magnitude of Z1 plus magnitude of Z2, and it would be greater than or equals to magnitude of Z1 minus magnitude of Z2 and take its whole mode. Understandable? Let's go to the next question. You need to solve the equations. Like basically x square equals to 1 is given. What could be the value of x? The value of x could be plus minus 1. So first equation sir I am supposed to solve. You need to solve these following equation. First equation is sir z square equals to 1. Can I solve this equation? Yes sir, z equals to plus minus 1. What you are asking? Why you are asking such simple questions? Look, z could be anything. It could be like z is coming out to be real number. Yes. So what is the problem? Who is having the problem? Z is coming out to be real number. So what? Z could be anything. No, z is coming out to be a real number. That is not a matter of concern for me. It could be real as well. It could be imaginary as well. It could be complex as well. It could be anything. How to solve this? the way of solving this is z square equals to 1 is given. No, I will assume z as r e to the power iota theta. So what will be my z square? Z square, what will be simply z square? It is not magnitude of z square. Okay, it is not magnitude. It is simply z square. So simply you need to do the square. So r square e to the power 2 iota theta would be equals to 1. And what 1 could be written as? Do you remember what 1 could be written as? What is your 1? You know that, sir, my 1 is e to the power iota 0. But you know one more thing that, sir, e to the power iota 0 plus 2n pi also you need to write down. Why is that so? Because it is periodic with 2 pi. I hope you remember, e to the power iota theta is periodic with 2 pi. So your actual answer would be that, sir, 1 is nothing but e to the power iota 2n pi. So 1 is nothing but e to the power iota 2n pi. Now if you compare, what do you see? That, sir, r square is coming out to be equals to 1, because here there is 1, no? So r square is coming out to be 1. And 2 theta is coming out to be equals to 2n pi. So value of theta is coming out to be n pi. And if r square is 1, so r can be, sir, plus minus 1. R can be plus minus 1. But will you accept a minus 1? No. Why is that so? Because r is the magnitude, no? So only plus 1 will be accepted, right? This will not be accepted. This will not be accepted. R is the magnitude. So r equals to 1 and theta equals to n pi you are getting. I hope you are able to understand this particular thing. What I have put is that you know that it will be periodic with 2 pi. So e to the power iota theta plus 2n pi. Understandable? So value of theta is coming out to be n pi. So what is your number z? The number z was assumed as r e to the power iota theta. So value of r is 1. E to the power iota theta. Theta is coming out to be n pi. Now I know one thing. What do I know? That, sir, this is a quadratic equation, so it will have two roots. Now I need to find out two roots. What I will do? I will put n equals to 0. If I put n equals to 0, what I will be getting? E to the power iota 0 will be 1 only. If then I will put n equals to 1. What I am getting? If I put n equals to 0, n equals to 0, then this is what I was getting. Now if I put n equals to 1, then what I am getting? Z equals to e to the power iota pi. What is the value of e to the power iota pi? The value of e to the power iota pi, what is that? Minus 1, right? So what are the two answers I am getting? 1 and minus 1. This is how you will solve the equation. Important, I would say. Okay, important. They can ask you to solve these kind of equations. Z square equals to minus 1. Next equation you need to solve on your own. Z square equals to minus 1. How will you solve it? Z square equals to minus 1. Again, sir, z equals to r e to the power iota theta, that I will assume. What is minus 1? Sir, minus 1 is nothing but e to the power iota pi. Say yes or no? This is your minus 1. Making an angle of pi with positive x-axis. This is your minus 1. But I know one thing that, sir, it will be periodic with 2 pi. So here I will add 2n pi. Say yes or no? So I can write down z square, which is r square e to the power 2 iota theta. R square e to the power 2 iota theta would be equals to minus 1, which is e to the power j pi e to the power j 2n pi. Or you can simply put e to the power j pi plus 2n pi. And this is r square. R square e to the power iota 2 theta. Right? Square only you have. So from here, what do you see? R square is coming out to be equals to 1 and 2 theta is coming out to be equals to pi plus 2n pi. So what is the value of theta you are getting? Pi by 2 plus n pi. And what is the value of r you are getting? Value of r is coming out to be 1. So what is z you are getting? Z you are getting as r is 1 e to the power iota theta pi by 2 plus n pi. Now I know that, sir, it is quadratic equation, two roots would be there. I will put n equals to 0. If I put n equals to 0, what I am getting? Z equals to e to the power iota pi by 2. What is e to the power iota pi by 2? That is nothing but that is nothing but iota, making an angle of pi by 2, right? Now I will put n equals to 1. If I put n equals to 1, what I will be getting? Z equals to e to the power iota pi by 2 plus pi. It will be e to the power iota 3 pi by 2, making an angle of 3 pi by 2, making an angle of 3 pi by 2. That is nothing but equals to minus iota. So two answers I am getting, which is iota and minus iota. So z square equals to minus 1 will have two solutions, iota and minus iota. These two solutions would be there. Like basically, if z square equals to minus 1, no, so z would be equivalent to what? Z would be equivalent to iota and minus iota. Z would be either equivalent to iota or minus iota. Understandable? Okay, next. Z square equals to j, or z square equal to iota. So z square equals to iota. Again the same scenario. z equals to r e to the power iota theta. And what is iota? What is iota? Do you remember? Iota is nothing but, sir, e to the power iota pi by 2. This is my iota, right? E to the power iota pi by 2, right? Making an angle of pi by 2. But sir, I know also one more thing. What do I know? That, sir, it will be periodic with 2 pi. So here 2n pi. Z square you need to do. So what I will be getting? R square e to the power iota 2 iota theta, r square e to the power 2 iota theta, or iota 2 theta you write down, or iota 2 iota theta you write down. Better you write down iota 2 theta would be equivalent to this particular thing, e to the power j pi by 2 plus 2n pi. So what is the value of r square? R square will be equivalent to 1. So what is the value of r? R is 1. What is the value of 2 theta? Value of 2 theta is pi by 2 plus 2n pi. Theta will be coming out to be pi by 4 plus n pi. So what you can see here now, what I will do, I know that two roots would be there, z square is there, no? So n equals to 0 I will put. If I put n equals to 0, what is the value of z I am getting? The value of z I am getting is r is 1, z equals to r e to the power iota theta, no? So r is 1 iota theta. What is the value of theta? The value of theta is pi by 4 plus n pi. Pi by 4 plus n pi. So value of n is 0, then z is coming out to be e to the power iota pi by 4, right? So what is e to the power iota pi by 4? That will be, sir, cos pi by 4 plus iota sin pi by 4. So cos pi by 4 plus iota sin pi by 4. And what is n equals to 1? If I put n equals to 1, e to the power iota pi by 4 plus pi. So that would be e to the power pi, e to the power pi by 4. What is e to the power iota pi? E to the power iota pi is, sir, nothing but minus 1. So it is coming out to be minus e to the power iota pi by 4. You have already calculated this value. What is the answer you will get? Minus 1 by under root 2. The answer I am getting is minus 1 by under root 2 minus 1 by under root 2 g. So what is the answer? That, sir, z square equals to iota, then z equals to what I am getting? Plus minus 1 plus iota by under root 2. Say yes or no. Say yes or no. Z square equals to iota, then z is coming out to be plus minus 1 plus iota by under root 2. Because here minus sign is there, no, complete minus sign is there. So minus sign I am taking outside, it will become 1 plus iota by under root 2. This is already 1 plus iota by under root 2. So plus minus 1 plus iota by under root 2. So z square equals to iota will give you the solution of z equals to plus minus 1 plus iota by under root 2. Is that understandable to you? Say yes or no. Completely understandable, sir. Okay. Let's go to the next question, which is part D. Z cube equals to 1. Z cube equals to 1. Z equals to again r e to the power iota theta. What will be z cube? It will become r cube e to the power iota 3 theta. What is 1? 1 is nothing but e to the power 0 plus 2n pi. Right? So this will become e to the power 0 plus 2n pi. So what is the value of r cube? Value of r cube is coming out to be 1. Right? So what will be the value of r? R has to be 1 only. And 3 theta equals to 2n pi. So theta will come out to be 2n pi by 3. Theta will come out to be 2n pi by 3. Now, what is my z? Z is, r value is 1 e to the power iota theta. Theta is coming out to be 2n pi by 3. Now what you will do? Sir, I know that it is a cubic equation. So there will be, sir, 3 solutions. Since it is a cubic equation, no? So sir, there will be 3 solutions. So first I will put n equals to 0. If I put n equals to 0, what I am getting? E to the power iota 0. Answer will be 1. Then I will put n equals to 1. Then I will put n equals to 1. So what I will be getting? E to the power j 2 pi by 3. Right? What it could be equivalent to? It could be written as e to the power j pi minus pi by 3. Say yes or no. Say yes or no, right? It could be written as e to the power j pi minus pi by 3. N equals to 1 I am putting, no? Now this would be equivalent to e to the power j pi multiply with e to the power minus j pi by 3. Right? E to the power j pi multiply with e to the power minus j pi by 3. Now what is this? This is nothing but minus 1. So what answer I am getting? This is the answer. E to minus e to the power minus j pi by 3. This is the answer that I am getting. This is the value of z you are getting. Now what about n equals to 2? If I put n equals to 2, then e to the power j 4 pi by 3. that would be equivalent to e to the power j pi plus pi by 3, right? So e to the power j pi by 3. Now what is e to the power j? That is minus. So minus e to the power j pi by 3. This is the value of z. So what all values of z you are getting? The values of z we are getting is 1. Like basically if the equation is z cube equals to 1, then z is coming out to be equivalent to 1. It is simple mathematics. There is nothing to learn here. 1 minus e to the power j pi by 3 minus e to the power j pi by 3 minus e to the power minus j pi by 3. Now can you solve e to the power j pi by 3? What is e to the power j pi by 3? I am just solving it. What is e to the power j pi by 3? So e to the power j pi by 3 is cos pi by 3 plus iota sin pi by 3. So cos pi by 3 means cos 60, that is 1 by 2. 1 by 2 plus, let's write down 1 by 2 plus j, what is sin pi by 3? Sin 60, that is under root 3 by 2. So it is coming out to be 1 plus under root 3j by 2. But answer is minus e to the power j pi by 3. Remember it. Now what about e to the power minus j pi by 3? What will be the answer? That will be, sir, cos minus pi by 3. Or you can simply do one thing. In place of j, you need to put minus j, right? In place of j, you just need to put minus j. So in the final answer, in place of j, you just need to put minus j. So what is the answer? 1 minus under root 3j divided by 2. So z is coming out to be equals to 1. With the minus sign outside, it will be minus 1 minus under root 3j divided by 2. And with the minus sign outside, it will become minus 1 plus under root 3j divided by 2. This is the value of z we are getting. This is the value of z we are getting. Okay. So these are the values of z. They are known as cube root of unity actually. Cube root of unity. What do we call it? Cube root of unity. Like there is other way of solving it. Z cube equals to 1 is there, no? So can I write it down in this way? I know that one of the root will be 1. So one of the root will be 1. One of the root will be 1. Now what will be the other root? Can you write down the equation here? So the other root would be, sir, z cube I need to make, no? So z square plus. Now sir, minus z square will also come into action. I need to kill minus z square, so plus z would come into action. And then sir, I need minus 1 here. Okay, what do I need? Then next, z square minus z would come into action. Now I need plus z, so 1 would come here. Basically, if you multiply both of them, no, then this is what you will be getting. How did I write down this thing? What you can do is that you can simply divide z cube with z minus 1. This is what you can do. Sorry guys. This would be equivalent to 0. Sorry. What I am doing is that I am writing z cube minus 1 equals to 0 as this thing. Z cube minus 1 equals to 0 as z minus 1 multiplied with z square plus z plus 1. How did I write it down? So here I know that one of the root will be, sir, z minus 1 for sure. Or you can simply think that I have applied the formula of a cube minus b cube. What is that formula? A minus b multiplied with a square plus b square plus 2ab. That's it. A square plus b square plus ab, sorry. What is the formula of a cube minus b cube? So that is nothing but a minus b, a square plus b square plus ab. So a square plus b square plus ab. This I have applied. I got this answer. Understandable? Or what you can do is that, sir, I know that one of the factor will be z minus 1. So here you put z minus 1, then other factor you will come out, that will come out to be z square plus z plus 1 when you divide it. Okay. So yeah, this is the scenario that we are getting. So when you solve this equation, the answer is coming out to be z equals to 1. Now when you solve this equation, z square plus z plus 1 equals to 0, what answer you will get? So minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So what you are getting? Minus 1 plus minus under root 3j by 2. So what is the answer? Z equals to 1. In one answer I will take the positive sign, and in the other answer I will take the negative sign. Yes or no? This is the scenario. Okay. So yeah, this discussion we have done. Another one, next, z cube equals to minus 1, z cube equals to minus 1, z cube equals to minus 1. So a, b, c, d, e. So there are multiple ways of solving it. You can solve in this way as well. How will you solve? Sir, I know that one of the factor will be minus 1 for sure. One of the factor will be minus 1 for sure. You can simply do one thing. A cube plus b cube formula you can apply. What is a cube plus b cube? This will be equals to 0, no? So a cube plus b cube is nothing but a plus b, a square plus b square plus ab. So this is what you will be getting. Z plus 1. When you factorize it, no? So what you will be getting is that z plus 1. Here minus sign will come, no? A square plus b square minus ab. What is the formula of a cube plus b cube? Formula is a plus b into a square plus b square minus ab. Say yes or no? A cube, ab square, ba square, ab square, ba square. Yeah. So this is the formula. So what you are getting? Z plus 1, z plus 1 plus z square minus z plus 1 equivalent to 0. So from here what you are getting? From here, sir, if I solve these equations, two roots I will be getting. Z equals to minus 1, one root I will be getting. Z equals to minus 1, other root would be minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac, b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So z equals to minus 1 plus 1 plus under root 3j by 2, 1 minus under root 3j by 2. So these are the values of z I will be getting. Okay, this is one way. What could be the other way? Other way would be the way we have solved. How we have solved? I need to add more pages. The other way would be z cube equals to minus 1 is there, no? Z cube, यार आज ये सेटअप बहुत हिल रहा है. Z cube equals to minus 1. Z cube equals to minus 1. Okay, so what we are going to see? Minus 1 is e to the power j pi plus 2n pi. Say yes or no? I hope you agree. E to the power j pi is minus 1, so to plus 2n pi you need to add. So r cube e to the power j 3 theta would be equals to e to the power j pi plus 2n pi. So value of r is 1, right? Value of r is 1, and value of theta is coming out to be 3 theta would be equals to this, no? So value of theta is coming out to be pi by 3 plus 2n pi by 3. So what is the z you are getting? E to the power j pi by 3 plus 2n pi by 3. So if I put n equals to 0, what I am getting? If I am putting n equals to 0, then I am getting z equals to e to the power j pi by 3. If I put n equals to 1, so z equals to a pi. And if I put n equals to 2, e to the power j pi by 3 plus 4 pi by 3, that will be 5 pi by 3. That is e to the power j 2 pi minus pi by 3. I can write down this, right? 2 pi minus pi by 3. Say yes or no? Right? So what you are getting? E to the power j 2 pi multiply with e to the power minus j pi by 3. What this value will be? This will be nothing but 1. So e to the power minus j pi by 3. So z cube equals to minus 1. Then the value of z are e to the power j pi. What is the value of e to the power j pi? So value of e to the power j pi is nothing but minus 1. Then e to the power j pi by 3, e to the power minus j pi by 3. So these are the values of z you are getting. You can solve this e to the power j pi. What will be e to the power j pi by 3? E to the power j pi by 3. That will be, sir, cos pi by 3. What is cos pi by 3? Cos pi by 3 is nothing but 1 by 2. So 1 plus under root 1 plus j under root 3 by 2. And what will be e to the power minus j pi by 3? Sir, in place of j you need to put minus j. In place of j you need to put minus j. So these are the answer we are getting. So answers are minus 1, 1 plus under root 3j by 2, 1 plus under root 3j by 2, and 1 minus under root 3j by 2. 1 minus under root 3j by 2. So these are the answers that we are getting. Understandable? Let's go to the next question. What is the next question? Next question is z to the power 4 equals to 1. Try solving it on your own. With the different ways you can solve it. Z to the power 4 equals to 1. How will you solve it? A, B, C, D, E, F. Z to the power 4 equals to 1. What I can do is that I can write it down as z to the power 4 minus 1 equals to 0. Can I write it down this as? Right? A square minus B square I can apply. A square plus B square. A square minus B square. Can I solve these equations? Z square plus 1. If I solve z square plus 1 equals to 0. Let's keep this aside. This process is going aside only. Okay. So if I keep z square plus 1 equals to 0. So I hope you know that this will have two solutions, iota and minus iota. What you will do, z square equals to minus 1. So from here z equals to under root minus 1 plus minus under root minus 1. So under root minus 1 is nothing but iota only. So plus iota or minus iota. So it will have two solutions, plus iota or minus iota. Z square plus 1 equals to 0. So it will have two solutions, z equals to iota and minus iota. And if z square equals to minus 1, then z square minus equals to minus 1, then z square minus 1 equals to 0. Then what will be the solution? 1 and minus 1, right? 1 and minus 1. So what all solutions you are getting? When you solve this, we are getting 4 solutions, z equals to 1, minus 1, iota and minus iota. These are the values of z we are getting. 1, minus 1, iota and minus iota. Right? Understandable? Now what is the other way of solving it? Z to the power 1. Sorry, z to the power 4 equals to 1. What I am saying? आज पता नहीं क्या हो रहा है. Z to the power 1. Z to the power 4 equals to 1. Z to the power 4 equals to 1. What I will assume? Z as r e to the power iota theta. So what we are getting? R to the power 4 e to the power iota 4. What is 1? 1 is nothing but 2n pi. So r to the power 4 equals to 1. So value of r is 1 only. 4 theta equals to 2n pi. So theta equals to n pi by 2. So r value we have, theta value we have. That means what is my number? Z equals to r value is 1. Theta value e to the power j n pi by 2. Now n equals to 0. If we put n equals to 0, that will become z e to the power 0. So this will become 1. If we put n equals to 1, then z e to the power j pi by 2 would be equals to j. If we put n equals to 2, z e to the power j pi, that would be minus 1. If you put n equals to 3, then z e to the power j 3 pi by 2, that is nothing but minus j. So what all answer we are getting? Sir, 4 answers we are getting. 1, j, minus 1 and minus j. These are the 4 answers that we are getting. Similar answer we got previously as well. So this was your F, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. What will be your G? Your G would be z to the power 4 equals to minus j. Z to the power 4 equals to minus j. So z is again r e to the power iota theta. So this will become r to the power 4 e to the power iota 4 theta. What is minus j? So minus j is nothing but e to the power j minus pi by 2. Say yes or no? What is your minus j? Minus j means making an angle of 3 pi by 2, or you can say making an angle of minus pi by 2. So minus j is nothing but e to the power minus j pi by 2, but it will be periodic with 2n pi. So plus 2n pi, right? So e to the power minus j pi by 2, but it will be periodic with 2n pi. So here I will put 2n pi here, right? So if you compare, value of r is coming out to be 1, and from here value of theta is coming out to be minus pi by 2 plus 2n pi divided by 4, right? So what you are getting? Minus pi by 8 plus n pi by 2. So theta is minus pi by 8 plus n pi by 2. Okay. Now let's get started. What are the solution? N equals to 0. When you put n equals to 0, what is z? Z is r equals to 1 e to the power j. What is z? Z is r e to the power iota theta. So r is 1. What is theta? Theta is minus pi by 8 plus n pi by 2. When you put n equals to 0, the value of z is coming out to be e to the power j minus pi by 8. When you put n equals to 1, the value of z is coming out to be e to the power j 3 pi by 8, right? If you put n equals to 1 here, so if you put n equals to 1, pi by 8, pi by 2 minus pi by 8, what will be the answer? Pi by 2 minus pi by 8. The answer would be 3 pi by 8. If you put n equals to 2, then what you will be getting? Z will come out to be e to the power, like if you put n equals to 2, so what will happen is that e to the power j minus pi by 8 plus pi. So what I can write down? E to the power minus j pi by 8 multiply with e to the power j pi. So e to the power j pi is nothing but minus 1, no? So this minus 1 I can take outside. So if you see, if I put n equals to 2 here, so e to the power j pi will come outside, so minus sign e to the power minus j pi by 8. And if I put n equals to 3, what answer I will be getting? If I put n equals to 3, then 3 pi by 2 minus pi by 8. 3 pi by 2 minus pi by 8. This answer would be nothing but minus e to the power. This will be the answer. Now it's up to you, how will you understand it? It's up to you. This is the answer. Can you understand it on your own? How I have done it is that I have written this as e to the power j minus pi by 8 plus 3 I am putting, no, n equals to 3 I am putting. So this will be 3 pi by 2. So I have put pi plus pi by 2. Now what will be pi by 2 minus pi by 8? So that will be 3 pi by 8. Pi by 2 minus pi by 8 will be nothing but 3 pi by 8. And what will be e to the power j pi? That will be minus 1. So minus 1. So that's the answer I have put. Understandable? Okay, so these are the values of z we are getting. So no one will ask you to solve these values. It's just that values are e to the power j minus pi by 8, e to the power j 3 pi by 8, e to the power with the negative sign e to the power minus j pi by 8, and with the negative sign e to the power 3 pi by 8. Okay, so these are the values of z. Understandable? So this was your G option. Okay, well and good. Let's go to the next question, or it's a concept only. First of all, this question you will answer. Quickly you will tell the answer. This question has come in your examination hall. This is the 10th question in your question paper. Quickly tell the answer. E to the power j is periodic with sir 2 pi. Wrong. It is e to the power z, no. Z is a complex number here. E to the power z it is giving. Like if I say fx is periodic, if I say fx is periodic, what does that mean? That means, sir, in place of fx, if I put f of x plus t, then I should get fx again, right? And this t is known as time period. What we say, what is the time period of a sinusoid function? Sir, that is 2 pi. Why is that so? Because I know that, sir, sin theta plus 2 pi will give me sin theta only. So this is the time period, no? What do I need? E to the power z plus something should give me e to the power z only. What I should put here? In place of something, what I should put? I should put j2 pi, no? Why is that so? Because it will give you e to the power z, e to the power j2 pi. Now what is the value of this e to the power j2 pi? That is nothing but 1 only. So what you are getting? E to the power z. So from here you have seen that in place of z, if I am putting in place of z, if I am putting z plus j2 pi, then I am getting e to the power z again. So what do you think? What is the time period? This is the time period, no? Right? What is the time period? This guy is the time period. This is the time period. It is periodic with this time period. Although it is not time, it is a number. It is a complex number. But yeah, this will be known as time period here, which will be j2 pi, not 2 pi directly. Because e to the power j2 pi is 1. Not e to the power 2 pi is 1. E to the power 2 pi is a value, no? E to the power 2 pi is nothing but e to the power 6.28, right? That's the value. So answer is j2 pi. Okay. This question we need to solve now. We need to draw the following locus. Mode of z equals to 1, mode of z minus 3i equals to 2, z equals to 2 e to the power iota. These locus we need to draw. They are very, very, very important. I would say very important. Not only important, very important, because 99% chances are there that you would require this knowledge. You would require this knowledge. The question will not come from here, but you would require this knowledge to solve the question of complex integral in your examination. And most of the chances are there that question would come from complex integral only. So if you want to solve the question of complex integral, then this particular knowledge would be required. The knowledge of this question would be required. You need to draw the following locus. So what they would represent, all these things we are going to discuss. Magnitude of z equals to 1. This is the first thing, right? So what I am going to assume, everywhere I am going to assume one thing, z is nothing but x plus iota y. You can also assume z equals to r e to the power iota theta, but if you assume r e to the power iota theta, then the analysis would become a bit complex. So what we would do is that we would assume z as x plus iota y. So first one is magnitude of z equals to 1. What is my z? Z is x plus iota y. So what is the magnitude of z? So magnitude of z is nothing but under root x square plus y square. So under root x square plus y square equals to 1. So what you are getting from here? X square plus y square equals to 1. So what is this? What does this represent? This simply represent a circle with the center of 0, 0 and radius 1. Circle with the center of 0, 0 and the radius 1. So what is the locus? Locus is locus in the xy plane you need to draw. Okay, you need to draw the locus. Locus where? Locus in the complex plane. Locus in the zy plane. Sorry, locus in the xy plane, or you can say z plane or complex plane. So here I need to draw the locus. What is the locus I am getting? It is simply a circle with the radius 1 and center at 0, 0. Radius 1, center at 0, 0. This will be the locus, right? This will be the locus. It is a circle, not a disc. Okay, it is a circle only. So mod of z equals to 1. So what did you understand here? This is representing the radius. Or let's take another example, we will understand more. So let's take the C example first. Z equals to 2 e to the power iota theta. What I am taking? I am taking the example z equals to 2 e to the power iota theta. This is what I am supposed to draw. Did they talk about the value of theta? No. That means theta can take all the values, all the possible values. They did not talk anything about the value of theta. No? So theta can take all the possible values. So if I draw the locus, what locus is saying? Locus is saying that what is this? This is r, right? Value of r here is 2. So what they are saying? That the distance from the origin, r is distance from the origin, you need to take 2, and theta value anything could be taken. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, pi by 2, pi by pi, 3 pi by 2 and everything. But the distance from the origin has to be 2. So what it will represent? It will also represent a circle only, no? Are you able to understand this point? It will also represent a... क्या हो गया भाई? It will also represent a circle. Why is that so? Because they are saying that distance from origin is constant and that should remain at 2. Distance from origin should always be 2. So let's take this arrow. Distance from origin should always be 2, no matter whichever the angle is. Angle is 0 degree, distance from origin is 2. 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 Always the distance from the origin should be 2. So you need to make the locus of all the points such that distance from the origin is 2 and angle could be anything. Angle could be 0 degree, pi by 4, pi by 2. This angle is pi by 2 plus pi by 4, this angle will be pi, this angle will be pi plus pi by 4, this angle will be 3 pi by 2, this angle will be minus pi by 4, this angle will be 0. In that manner, angle could be anything, but the distance from the origin will always remain 2. Understandable? So this is representing a circle of radius 2, a circle of radius 2, right? So what will be the equation of this? The equation of this will be x square plus y square equals to 2 square. Similar thing I could have done here as well. What I could have done? Z equals to 2 e to the power iota theta is given, no? 2 e to the power iota theta is given. I can take magnitude on both of the side. Take magnitude on both of the side. Take magnitude on both of the side. What is the magnitude of this? 2 only. So what you are getting? Mod of z equals to 2. Now what is mod of z? Mod of z is nothing but under root x square plus y square. Under root x square plus y square. And that will be equivalent to 2. So from here what you are getting? X square plus y square is coming out to be 2 square. There you go. So it is simply representing a circle of radius 2. Circle of radius 2. Circle with the center at 0, 0. Circle with the center at 0, 0 and radius of 2. Say yes or no. Okay, so what is the equation? X square plus y square equals to 4. So it is again a circle, it is not a disc. That means it is not representing the surface area, it is representing a line. What it is representing? It was a line only. Line, or you can say circle, because it is a line, no? It is a closed line. So I will write down here a closed line. What is the meaning of closed line, open line? That you already know. So this is your closed line. It is representing a closed line. Again, what this is representing? This is also representing a closed line only. Closed line. Understandable? Okay. Next, we will draw B. Z minus 3 iota equals to 2. Magnitude of Z minus 3 iota. Magnitude of Z minus 3 iota equals to 2. What is Z? Z is nothing but x plus iota y. X plus iota y minus 3 iota, magnitude equals to 2. Can I write it down this as x plus iota y minus 3 equals to 2. Z minus 3 iota only is given. Yeah. X plus iota y minus 3 equals to 2. Magnitude of x plus iota y minus 3 equals to 2. This is A plus iota, this is B. So A plus iota B, what will be the magnitude? Under root A square plus B square. So similarly, what will be the magnitude here? Under root A square plus B square. Under root A square plus B square. That would be equals to 2. So from here what you are getting? Here we are getting x square plus y minus 3 whole square equals to 4. So what it will represent? It will represent a circle with the center of 0, 3 and radius of 2. Circle with the center of 0, 3 and radius of 2. So can you make this? This is your x-axis, this is your y-axis. Circle with the center of 0, 3, x equals to 0, y equals to 3 and radius of 2. Radius of 2 means 2 here and 2 here it will go. So can you draw the circle? This much aptitude, this much basic geometry, are you having the knowledge of this much geometry? This is how the circle would look like. Say yes or no. This is your x-axis, this is your y-axis, right? So circle with the center of 0, 3, 0, 3, center is at 0, 3 and radius is 2. So radius 2 here and radius 2 here. So then you draw the circle, right? So this is 0, 3, this will become 0, 1 and this will become 0, 5. So circle with the center of 0, 3 and radius of 2. So did you understand? So this is how I will make the circle. Tell the coordinates. This will be 0, 3 center. This will become 0, 1 and this will become 0, 5. Now here the radius is 2, no? Radius is 2. So on y-axis you are not moving, on x-axis you are moving for 2. Here also radius is 2. So on y-axis you are not moving, on x-axis you are moving for 2. So this will become minus 2, 3. Right? And what is the radius? Radius of the circle is nothing but 2. Radius of the circle is nothing but 2. So this number always represents the radius. This number always represents the radius. This number always represents the radius. So just by looking at this particular scenario, no, you should be able to tell, sir, z minus 3 iota is given. Minus 3 iota. That means, sir, center would come out to be at 0, 3 and radius will be of 2. Just by looking at it, you should be able to tell. More examples you will see. Slowly you will build up the habit. Z equals to 2 plus 4 e to the power iota theta. Z equals to 2 plus 4 e to the power iota theta. 2 plus 4 e to the power iota theta. So can I write it down this as z minus 2? Like basically someone would say that, sir, let's take the magnitude on both of the side. Let's take the magnitude on both of the side. So if I take the magnitude on both of the side, here I will get magnitude of z 2 plus 4 e to the power iota theta. What it is making? Not making any sense, right? Can you write down what is the magnitude? No. What you need to do? You can do one thing, z minus 2 equals to 4 e to the power iota theta. Now you take the magnitude. Magnitude of z minus 2 would be equivalent to magnitude of this, what that would be? That would be equals to 4. Now in place of z, what you can put? X plus iota y minus 2 would be equals to 4. So magnitude of x plus iota y minus 2 would be equals to 4. So I can write this down as x minus 2 plus iota y would be equals to 4. Now this is a plus iota b would be equals to 4. So from here, what you will be getting? A square plus b square would be equals to 4 square. Right. So what is the center? Center is coming out to be at 2, 0. What is the radius? Radius is coming out to be equals to 4. So can you draw it? So center is coming out to be at 2, 0 and radius is 4. What does that mean? Radius is 4 means 2, 0, radius 4. Radius 4 means this point will be, center is at 2, 0. Sorry guys. Center is at 2, 0. Center is at 2, 0. Center is at 2, 0. 2, 0. And radius is 4. That means this point will be 6, 0 and this point will become minus 2, 0. Radius is 4, no? So how will I draw the diagram? This is how I will draw the diagram. It will be difficult to make. So let's take the center here, 2, 0. It is not looking symmetric about 2, 0, right? Or is it looking symmetric? Yeah, it's fine now. So this is 2, 0, radius of 4. So this will become, radius of 4 is there, no? So this will become 6, 0. What this point will become? This point will become, this length is 4, right? So this point will become minus 2, 0. Right? And here radius of 4, this is radius of 4. So this point will become 2, 4 and radius of 4, this point will become x equals to 2, y equals to minus 4. Understandable? So this is your x axis, this is your y axis with the radius 4, with the radius 4, with the radius 4. So eventually this was the equation that we had, z minus 2 mod of z minus 2 equals to 4. So can you conclude something? If I ask you mod of z minus a minus iota b equals to r, then what will happen? Z equals to x, you will put x plus iota y, you will put minus a minus iota b equals to r. So x minus a plus iota y minus b equals to r. So from here, if you take the magnitude, what magnitude you will get? X minus a whole square plus y minus b whole square equals to r square. That means it will turn out to be a circle of center a comma b and radius r. So what you can see, if there is this negative sign, no, that means center will be a comma b. Both of the negative sign is there, center would be a comma b, radius would be r. If there were positive sign, then what would be the center? Center would be minus a comma minus b. If this was the scenario, then center would be minus a plus b. And if this was the scenario, then center would be a minus b. Understandable? And radius is this r. So if I ask you about this, what will be your answer? Center will be, sir, 2, 3 and radius of 2. What about this? This will represent a disk. This will also represent a disk. So let's do the scenario. E equals to mod of z minus 2 minus 3j. What is our E? E is mod of z minus 2 minus 3j would be equals to 2. Right? So what you can see, center is at 2, 3 and radius would be of 2 only. This will be the circle that we will be getting. So draw it. Drawing also is important, okay? Drawing the circle is also important. So center will be at 2, 3. Center will be at 2, 3. and radius of 2. X equals to 2, y equals to 3. Look, first of all you locate 2 comma 3, x and y. X equals to 2, y equals to 3. So this will be the point, x equals to 2, y equals to 3, right? Then radius of 2, that means this will work for a distance of 2. So this will become 0 comma 3, right? And then here you will get 4 comma 3. And radius of 2, this point will become 4 comma 3 and sorry, value of x is 2 only here, no? Value of x is 2 only. On this line value of x is 2, but radius of 2, so this will become 2 comma 5. Here value of x is 2 only, but the radius is 2, that means this point will become 2 comma 1. So your circle will be passing somewhat like this. Is that understandable to you? So this is how your circle would pass. So you need to pass the circle now. Let's remove it all. The circle will be passing somewhat like this. This is how the circle will be passing. Center is at 2 comma 3 with the radius 2. So here you are moving for a distance of 2. X value will become 4 and y value will be 3 only, and here x value will become 0 and y value will be 3 only. What about this one? Here your x value will remain 2 only and y value will become 5, and here your x value will remain 2 only and y value will become 1. So this is the circle that you are getting. Can you write down the equation of the circle? Absolutely. Center is at 2 comma 3 and radius of 2. Understandable? Next, mod of z less than equals to 2. What you will see from here? Mod of z less than equals to 2. If there was equal sign, no, then you would know what is the answer. But here less than equals to 2, that means x square plus y square less than equals to 2 square. What this would represent? This would represent a disk. That means you need to take the value of x and y in a manner that all the points would be satisfied. Like what I mean to say is that first, if you are given the equation x plus y greater than equals to 2, what you will do? First you will draw the line x plus y equals to 2. Then greater than equals to 2, you will put 0 comma 0 here, 0 plus 0 greater than equals to 0 greater than equals to 2. Not satisfied. That means this will be the region. 0 comma 0 will not be satisfying. That means this region will not be accepted. This particular region will be accepted. So I hope you know the basics of inequalities, right? So similarly here, first what you will draw? X square plus y square equals to 2 you will draw. What you will draw? X square plus y square equals to 2 you will draw. So let's take it aside. What I am going to draw? X square plus y square equals to 2. X square plus y square equals to 2 square actually. So you will draw a circle with the center of 0 comma 0 and radius of 2. And the radius of 2. Okay, and now they are asking x square plus y square less than equals to 2 square. So if you put 0 comma 0 here, what you are getting? 0 square plus 0 square less than equals to 4. That means yes, it is satisfied. 0 comma 0 is satisfying. That means region will be inside. This will be the region. So what will be the region? The region will be this region. This will be the region. This will be the region. Understandable? So let's not use the red color pen. Let's use something else. This will be the region. अरे यार ये भी अजीब सा लग रहा है. अरे यार ये तो सेम हो गया. It's fine. So this is what it is representing: x square plus y square less than equals to 2 square. Understandable? Next is this one. You are supposed to draw the circle with the center of 1 comma minus 3 and radius of 2. So you try doing it on your own. I will take a break, drink some water, and then I will come back. Okay, and after that what we will do, we will solve this question. So this question you are supposed to solve as well. So f part you solve first. First target is that you solve this f part. Which part? This, not f part, this g part you solve, and after that you solve this question, that which of the following points will be lying inside the region bounded by the curve C. So this question also you need to solve. Let me take a break and then I will come back. Okay. Yeah, welcome back. So what is the example G? Z minus 1 plus 3j less than equals to 2. So example G is Z minus 1 plus 3j less than equals to 2. So first we will draw for Z minus 1 plus 3j equals to 2, right? So what will be the center? Sir, I can directly see center is 1 comma minus 3 with the radius of 2. 1 comma minus 3 with the radius of 2. Right? What is the equation? I can directly see, sir, equation would be x minus 1 whole square plus y plus 3 whole square would be less than equals to 2 square. This will be the equation. The center will be at 1 comma minus 3 with the radius of 2. So can you draw it? Absolutely. So now draw with the patience. 1 comma minus 3. X equals to 1 and x equals to 1, y equals to minus 3. This will be the point. 1 comma minus 3. 1 comma minus 3. Right? Radius of 2. So radius of 2. You are moving in the direction of x, no? So this point will become minus 1 comma minus 3. And this point will become, let's take this minus 3 a bit downward. So this point will become, you are moving in the direction of x. So this point will become 3 comma minus 3. Now radius of 2, you are moving in the direction of y. So this point will become 1 comma minus 1, right? Because this point was minus 3 here. 1 comma minus 3. And this point will become, x is 1 only, this point will become 1 comma minus 5. So the circle will look somewhat like this. So always in the examination you will draw like this. Although here in the fair manner we are going to draw, in the examination you will draw like this. You don't need to make a circle, you need to draw in this manner. Along with that we will find out these points as well. What will be these points? Where they are cutting on y-axis. Understandable? In the examination you will draw like this. Sir, why we need to draw the circle? You will understand why you need to draw it. Okay? So in the examination you will have to draw, you will draw like this only. You don't need to make a circle there. You just know that it is a circle, but from these points it will pass. From which point they are passing, that is more important for you. Understandable? So now let me draw the circle in a fair manner. I will draw it now. But in the examination you will always draw in the rough manner only. So in a fair manner, this is how. In a fair manner, this is how it will look like. Okay, again in a very crude manner I am going to draw it, right? Why in a very crude manner? Because I don't have any option. 1 comma minus 3. You are moving in the direction of x, so this point will become, with the radius of 2, this point will become 3 comma minus 3. This point will become minus 1 comma minus 3. Upper side, this point would become 1 comma minus 1. Downward side, this point would become 1 comma minus 5. Right? Now you need to know, sir, less than equals to sign is there. No? So in case of circle, if less than equals to sign is there, that means that we are talking about this region. If less than equals to sign is there. Or you can check as well. If you put this point 1 comma minus 3 here, what you will be getting? At 1 comma minus 3. At 1 comma minus 3. If you put 1 comma minus 3 here, what you will be getting? 0 less than equals to 4. Yes, sir, that means this point will be included. So what will be the region? This will be the region. The region will be this one. This will be the region. Understandable? Like inside point we need to take, no? At 1 comma minus 3, what we are getting? We are getting 0 less than equals to 4. So this region we need to consider. Understandable? Now where they are cutting on y-axis, this point we are supposed to find out. So on y-axis, this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis. So on y-axis, what is the value of x? The value of x is 0, no? So in this equation, you put x equals to 0. You put x equals to 0. If I put x equals to 0, what I am getting? Like basically, this is the equation of the circle. What is the equation of the circle I am having? I am having the equation of the circle as x minus 1 whole square, x minus 1 whole square plus y plus 3 whole square less than equals to 2 square. Now someone is asking me, let me know these points, point A and point B. So I know one thing, that point A would be some value at point A, you know that value of x would be 0. Value of x would be 0. Sir, this value I don't know. And at point B, sir, value of x will be 0 only. Value of x will be surely 0. This point I don't know. The y-axis I don't know. Is that understandable to you? So what we are doing, you will put x equals to 0 here. When you put x equals to 0 in this equation, what you will be getting? 1 plus y plus 3 whole square. And now I am putting equal. Why is that so? Because I am talking about the circle. I am not talking about this region. I am talking about the circle. So now I will put equal here. I am talking about the circle. Would be equals to 4. Right? X equals to 0 I am putting. So this will become 1. So what you are getting? Y plus 3 whole square is coming out to be equals to 3. So from here, y is coming out to be equals to minus 3 plus minus under root 3. Is that clear to you? Okay, so the points are, point A would be 0, minus 3 plus under root 3, and point B would be 0, minus 3, minus under root 3. Okay, so where they are cutting on x-axis and y-axis. On x-axis they are not even cutting, right? On x-axis they are not even cutting. If they were cutting on x-axis, what you would have done? You would have put y equals to 0, y equals to 0, you would get these 2 points. Now we have got 2 points that where they are cutting on y-axis. So at minus 3 plus under root 3 and minus 3 minus under root 3. These are the points. Understandable? Okay, then let's solve the next question. This is very important. I would say very, very, very important. You need to draw the curve. What is the curve? Sir, I can directly see the curve is x minus 2 whole square. There is this bracket, no? So actually it is y minus 3. Right? Y minus 3 whole square equals to 1 square. So what is this curve? This curve is a circle, right? This curve is a circle. Circle of radius 2 comma 3, sorry, circle of center 2 comma 3 and radius 1. Can you draw the circle? Yes sir, I can draw the circle. Although drawing is not required, but still I will draw it. At 2 comma 3, x equals to 2, y equals to 3, 2 comma 3. With the radius of 1. Radius of 1, what is the meaning of radius of 1? Circle radius of 1, 2 comma 3. Okay, so 1 1 I will go here, 1 I will go here, 1 I will go here, 1 I will go here. So it will remain in the middle only. It will remain in the middle like this. It is not cutting on x-axis or y-axis. Why is that so? Because I can directly see this is your 2 comma 3. 2 comma 3. On x-axis you need to move for 1. So this point will become 3 comma 3. On x-axis you need to move for 1. So this point will become 1 comma 3. On y-axis you need to move for 1. So this point will become 2 comma 4. On y-axis you need to move for 1. So this point will become 2 comma 2. Right? These are the points. What you need to find out? You need to find out determine whether the following points lie inside the region bounded by the curve C or outside the region. What is the region inside? This is the region inside. Like inside the region, this is the region inside, no? This is the region inside. This is the region inside. Arey bhai, yeah. This is the region inside. Say yes or no. Right? So I need to find whether this point Z1, which is 1.5 plus 2.5j. That means value of x is 1.5 and value of y is 2.5. Your Z1 is, what is your Z1? Your Z1 is nothing but value of x is 1.5 and the value of y is 2.5. So this point Z1, is it lying inside or outside? This is what they are asking. So if I am saying that x naught comma y naught lies inside the circle, then what will happen? Then sir, x naught minus 2 whole square plus y naught minus 3 whole square would be less than equals to 1. Do you agree to this point? 2 comma 3 is lying inside. So if you put 2 comma 3 here, it would be less than 1 only. Any point you can take. Let's just say this point. This point is nothing but x equals to 2, y equals to 3.5. Say yes or no? X equals to 2 only, y equals to 3.5 because this point is 4. So 2 comma 3.5 you put. What you will be getting? 0.25. Is it less than 1? Yes sir. It is surely less than equals to 1. What does that mean? That if a point which is lying inside the circle, then this inequality they will satisfy. So this inequality they will satisfy. So what you will do? What you will do is that you will put this point 1.5 comma 2.5. You will put for Z1 I am doing. You will put 1.5 comma 2.5. So what you will get? 1.5 minus 2, that will be 0.5. 1.5 minus 2 would be minus 0.5 whole square plus 2.5 you will put. So this will also become minus 0.5 whole square. So this will become, what answer you are getting? 0.25, 0.25, that is 0.5. So 0.5 is coming out to be less than equals to 1. That means yes, Z1 is lying inside. So this one is lying inside. Is that understandable to you? What about the other one? 2.6 plus 3.5j for Z2. 2.6 plus 3.5j. You will put 2.6. So what you will get? 2.6 minus 2 will become 0.6 whole square plus 3.5j. 3.5j. So this will become 0.5 whole square. What answer you are getting? 0.36 plus 0.25. Right? What you are putting? 2.6 here, 0.6, 0.36, 3.5. So 0.5 whole square, that will be 0.25. What answer you have? 0.61. Is it less than equals to 1? Yes, it is less than equals to 1. So yes, this is also lying inside. Right? What about Z3? What about Z3? For Z3, 2 plus 2.5j. If you put 2 here, what you will get? If you put 2 here, 2 plus 2.5j. This will also lie inside only. So all points are lying inside. Okay, all points are lying actually inside only. 2.6 if I put, this will become 0.36. If I put 3.5, 0.25. 0.36 plus 0.25, that will become 0.21 only. And 1.5 if I put 0.25 and 0.25 only. Okay. And 2 plus 2.5 if I put, 2 plus 2.5. 2 plus 2.5. Sorry, 2 and 2.5 I put. So 0 and 2.5 minus 3. This will also become 0.25. So this point is also lying. This point is also lying inside only, no? This is also inside only. Why is that so? Because I can directly check. If I put 2, you can directly see here x equals to 2, x equals to 2 and y equals to 2.5. So where will be this point? This point will be somewhere here downward, because this point is 2 comma 2. So x equals to 2, y equals to 2.25. That will be here only, no? If you don't want to draw the diagram, you don't want to go by the diagram, then what you will do is that you will simply put this point here. You will put x equals to 2 and y equals to 2.5. So 0 square plus 0.5 whole square minus 0.5 whole square, 0.25, which is less than equals to 1, which is less than equals to 1. So yes, this is also inside. What about z4? If I take some z4, which is nothing but 2.9, 2.9 plus 3.5j. Okay, 2.9 plus 3.5j. Let's talk about z4. So what about z4? So for z4, what I need to put 2.9. 2.9. If I put 2.9 here, that will be 0.9 whole square plus 3.5. If I put 3.5 here, what I will be getting? 3.5 minus 3, that will become 0.5 whole square. What answer you are getting? 0.81 plus 0.25. That would be 1.06. Right? Is it less than equals to 1 or greater than equals to 1? It is greater than equals to 1. What does that mean? That means it is lying outside. So this point is lying outside. So by the geometry, you will not be able to understand. No, x equals to 2.9, x equals to 2.9, x equals to 2.9 will be somewhere here. And y equals to 3.5j, y equals to 3.5j, the point will be lying somewhere here. So using the geometry, you will not be able to understand. Along with that, in the diagram, in the examination, you will make this kind of diagram, right? Very rough diagram you will make. No, clear diagram you are not going to make in the examination hall. So in the examination hall, it is not important to draw the circle. What is important that you should know that, sir, first of all, what this circle would represent? It is a circle of this equation you should be able to write down. This equation you should be able to write down that, sir, it is a circle of 2,3 center with the radius of 1. If you are able to write down, now you need to understand which point is lying inside, which point is lying outside. So for that, what you will do, you will put these points here. You will put these points and you will get to know that whether they are lying inside or outside. Is that understandable to you? If the magnitude is coming lesser than 1, then they are lying inside. If it is coming more than 1, then it is coming outside, because the radius is 1 here. Understandable? Okay, then let's go to this question. This question you are supposed to solve. Now questions only we are going to solve. Okay, some questions are there which we are going to solve, but along with that, one more concept also we need to study. Most of the times we are going to solve question only, but one concept is left that we will study. So let's solve this question. Z be a non-zero complex number satisfying the equation Z cube equals to Z bar. Z equals to, I always said that if nothing clicks, go with the polar. If anything is clicking as well, no, then also go with the polar coordinate system. Not coordinate system, polar representation of a complex number. So Z cube equals to Z bar. Z bar, what is Z bar? Z bar is Z conjugate actually. Okay, this is Z conjugate. It will be mentioned in the examination that what is Z bar. It will be Z conjugate. So what is Z cube? R cube e to the power 3 iota theta. What is Z conjugate? That is R e to the power minus iota theta. So from here what you are getting, R square equals to, this R and R will get cancelled out, R square equals to e to the power 4 iota theta would be equals to 1. So what is the value of R you are getting? Here what you can see, sir, if 1 is mentioned, no, so what you can write down 1 as, what you are getting, R square equals to e to the power 4 iota theta. Sir, 1 could be written as e to the power iota, what you will write down here, 2n pi, right? So if you compare, value of R is coming out to be 1, but sir, 4 theta is coming out to be 2n pi. That means, sir, theta is coming out to be n pi by 2. So sir, my value of Z is coming out to be e to the power iota n pi by 2. Okay. Z equals to 1 will be one of the answer. what we are doing. Are we missing out on something? Yeah, nothing. Now what I can do, I can put n equals to 0. If I put n equals to 0, z equals to 1 I am getting. Z equals to 1 I am getting. Then I can put n equals to 1. Then what I am getting? E to the power j pi by 2. What that would be? That would be j only. So z equals to j I am getting. If I put n equals to 2, if I put n equals to 2, then what is the value of z I am getting? If I put n equals to 2, n equals to 1, n equals to, if I put n equals to 2, what value I am getting? E to the power j pi, that will be minus 1. So z equals to minus 1 I am getting. If I put n equals to 3, what answer I am getting? If I put n equals to 3, the value of z I am getting is e to the power j 3 pi by 2, that would be nothing but minus iota. So what all values of z I am getting? Z I am getting as 1, j, minus 1, minus iota. These values I am getting. 1, j, minus 1, minus iota. These values of z I am getting. These values of z I am getting. Now you can put n equals to 4 as well. If you put n equals to 4, the same value you will get. If you put n equals to 4 here, what you will get? If you put n equals to 4 here, this will become e to the power j 2 pi. So z is coming out to be e to the power j 2 pi, it will become. So z is coming out to be 1 again. E to the power j 2 pi is 1 only, no? So again you will keep on getting the same value. So values you are getting is 1, j, minus 1, minus j. Or you can say 1 iota, minus 1, minus iota. These values you are getting, right? 1 iota, minus 1, minus iota. Now z is necessarily a solution of what? So if I put z equals to 1 here, 1 square equals to 1, this equation is also satisfied. This equation will also be satisfied. This equation will also be satisfied. This equation will also be satisfied. But they are asking necessarily a solution of. So z equals to 1 is satisfying. This is an MCQ question. Okay, this is an MCQ question. Only one option is correct. So 1 is satisfying everyone. What about iota? If I put iota here, iota square. If I put z equals to iota, iota square will be equals to what you are getting? Minus 1 equals to 1. Is this correct? No. That means this option is gone. What about z cube? Iota cube equals to 1. Are you getting iota? Here if I put, what I am doing is that in the first option, if I put z equals to iota, z equals to iota, what I am getting? Iota square, right? So iota square is nothing but minus 1, which is not equals to 1. So minus 1 is not equals to 1. That means this option cannot be possible. If I put z equals to iota in this option, what I will get? Iota cube. What is iota cube? Iota cube is nothing but minus iota, which is not equals to 1. That means this option is also gone. If I put z equals to iota in this option, what I will get? Iota to the power 4, which will be 1 only. 1 equals to 1. Yes, this option could be correct. If I put z equals to iota here, what I will get? Iota to the power 9, which is equals to iota only. Why is that so? Because iota to the power 9 could be written as iota to the power 8 multiply with iota. What is iota to the power 8? Iota to the power 8 could be written as iota to the power 4 to the power 2. Iota to the power 4 is 1. 1 to the power 2 is 1 only, right? So this could be written as iota only, which is not equals to 1. So that means this option is also 1. This option is correct. That means if you solve this equation, no, z to the power 4 equals to 1, then these 4 roots you will be getting. And can you check it? Z to the power 4 equals to 1. We have solved it. Z to the power 4 equals to 1. What roots you are getting? 1 iota minus 1 minus iota. The same roots you are getting. 1 iota minus 1 minus iota. 1 iota minus 1 minus iota. Basically, if z value is 1 iota minus 1 iota, that means they will have to satisfy the equation, no? If the value of z we are getting is 1 iota minus 1 minus iota, that means they have to satisfy these equations. So when I put z equals to 1, it is satisfying all the equation. It cannot be correct. When I put z equals to iota, I got to know that 3 options I am putting wrong. So this option would be correct. When I put z equals to minus 1, then this equation will also be satisfied. This equation will also be satisfied. So 2 answers would be possible again. But when I will put z equals to minus iota, then what equation will be satisfied? First equation will not be satisfied. Only fourth equation will be satisfied. So these 4 roots, all these 4 roots are being satisfied by only one equation, which is z to the power 4 equals to 1. That means they are the roots of this equation, which is z to the power 4 equals to 1. And this is what they are asking. Then z is necessarily a solution of z to the power 4 equals to 1. That means it is the root of z to the power 4 equals to 1. Say yes or no. Are you able to understand this point or no? Completely understandable, sir. Okay. Let's go to the next question. Consider the circle in the plane z equals to xy, z equals to x plus iota y. The minimum distance from the origin of the circle is, from the origin to the circle is, what they are saying. This is a circle. Is it a circle? Absolutely, sir. This is a circle with the center 5, 5 and radius 2. It is a circle with the center 5,5 and radius 2. The minimum distance from the origin to the circle is minimum distance from the origin to the circle. This is what you are supposed to find out. This is a very good question. Where will be the circle? This will be the circle, sir. Circle, circle. कल नहीं आज. अरे भाई बहुत बेकार जोक. X, Y. Center is at 5,5 and radius is 2. Radius is 2. That means what this point will become? This point will become 3,5. What this point will become? This point will become 7,5. What this point will become? 5,7. And what this point will become? 5,3. You need to find out the minimum distance of this circle from origin. Just think a bit and let me know, can you draw the minimum distance? Can you draw the minimum distance? Just think a bit. Think a bit. Like, is it the minimum distance? Is it the minimum distance? Minimum distance from the origin to the circle. Which will be the minimum distance? From the origin to the circle. This distance is minimum. This distance is minimum. Which distance is minimum? Sir, this particular distance will be minimum. This distance will be minimum. Isn't it? Say yes or no. Like the line which is passing through, the line which is actually passing through 5,5. Like right from the middle, if the line is passing, then sir, this particular distance D, sir, this distance will be minimum. Are you able to understand this point or not? This distance D will be minimum, sir. Say yes or no. And what is D? What is this distance? Radius of 2, right? Radius of 2. So D plus 2 equals to 5 under root 5. Why it is 500? Sorry, D plus 2 equals to 5 under root 2. Why it is 5 under root 2? Can anyone tell? Why this D plus 2 is 5 under root 2? Why is that so? So let's do one thing. Let's remove all these. Let's make the diagram a bit more clearer. Let's make the diagram a bit more clearer. This was your circle. Okay, this was your circle. This center was 5,5. The center was 5,5. You are supposed to find out the distance D. The distance D. You are supposed to find out this distance D. What is this distance? This distance is 2. Right? Now you do one thing. This length is 5. This length is also 5. What is this length? This length is 5. And this length is also 5. So you can see that sir, D plus 2 is coming out to be 5 under root 2 because it is a right angle triangle we have made. This length is 5, this length is 5. So D plus 2 is coming out to be 5 under root 2. So what is the value of D you are getting? 5 under root 2 minus 2. There you go. This is the answer. 5 under root 2 minus 2 is the distance. 5 under root 2 minus 2. That's the answer. Understandable? Very easy thing. This distance would be minimum. No, this D distance would be minimum. Why it is minimum? It is pretty obvious. It is pretty obvious that sir, if all this distance I will calculate, they will come out to be this distance I calculate, this distance I will calculate, this distance I will calculate. They will be surely more than this particular distance D. Is that understandable? Right? Let's go to the next question. Shall we move to the new video? In new video, we can see these questions. Okay. So what I will do is that let's see these questions in the new video because it's been roughly around 3 hours, I guess. So in the new video, we will see these questions. Okay. So again, part 2 we will make basics of complex number. Part 2 we will make a simple question is there like z equals to 1 root 3 plus iota by 2. You need to find out z to the power 4. This question, this you need to simplify. This you need to prove. This question is very good. You try doing it on your own. Again, it is a gate IQ. I just changed the data a bit. I just changed the language a bit, but it is a gate IQ only. Sin z equals to 10. So sin z equals to 10. So sinusoid is can maximum have the value to be plus minus 1 only, right? That means no such value of z exists. This is wrong. Okay, you solve it. You try doing it. Think about it. Polar form, whatever you can think. Just think as much as you can. Okay. So this is up to you. I'm leaving it up to you. Surely I will solve it in the next video. And then you solve these questions straightforward. They are not very difficult. Z equals to x plus iota y. What is the magnitude of e to the power iota z? Then this you simplify. Then this integral you solve. This is not difficult. What this is? E to the power iota x. divided by e to the power minus iota x. So this you can surely solve. This question also you try to solve. This is also GATE QIQ, GATE 2023, I guess. Yeah, GATE 2023. So this question you try to solve. And then this question, that find out the value of d if f of z1 equals to f of z2. If you just equate the equation, you will get the value of d. And finally, these questions. Some questions we are going to solve in the next video. Okay. Yeah. So let's meet in the next video. Thank you very much.